That's B Smooth right there. He from TikTok. He a big deal.
B Smooth, you a big deal?
Yeah, he a big deal.
Biggest deal. What about that one? We can do that too.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
Smooth,
I don't even know who he is.
Smooth a pretty big deal on TikTok. He is.
No disrespect.
Yeah, I seen him on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
He said John Morant was better than KD. I seen it.
He did say that.
I did say that. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You know who's a real big deal? You know who's a real big deal? Growing up, every month, Slam magazine would come out, and we would rush to go buy the newest Slam magazine because, like, that's where you found out, like, the coolest kicks, like what to wear. You heard the stories about real hoopers in Slam. And my man over here, Jay, what's it called? Hoops? I don't want to say the wrong name. What's it called? Hoops. Hoop Ties. Hoop Ties is the Slam Magazine podcast. And he's on it this afternoon at 5:30. Just calling out Jay. On Hoop Ties from Slam Magazine.
That's what's up.
Check it out.
It's actually 6:30.
It's not just ESPN chill. He's also Slam chill.
We got two pretty big deals up here.
Celebrities.
It's actually 6:30, but yeah.
Oh, 6:30. My bad. I thought it's 5:30.
No, I got the link. It's 6:30. 6:30 to 7:30.
Jay.
I'll send it to you.
I got it, Jay. It's right here. It says 5:30.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. 5:30 it is.
No plug.
Don't be late.
I'll be there. Anyway, Mars Blackman in the house. What up, brother? Damo, what it is, B?
How you doing? Good morning.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? So, I wanted to ask you guys something. Like, we talk a lot about, and me and Tone gonna get into this later. Do we overrate playoff runs? What I mean when I say that is
100%.
So I want to make sure that we clear, because when I think about playoff runs, like we talk about Jimmy Butler, for example, is this the greatest playoff run in NBA history? And I'm thinking to myself, did 2001 not happen? I mean, did 1989 not happen? So when I think about great playoff runs, do we need to put these guys in different spaces as opposed to just lumping them all in the same space?
Hey, hold on. Before you start, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah,
my man said he the biggest deal, but he got LeBron on his wall. Man, first of all, you in violation already, dog. You in violation already.
Let's go, James. Are you mistaken?
Like I said, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. But my man got swept this year too. So you might as well you got him on the wall beside Kobe and Jordan.
The best team's always going to win. I don't know if you're mistaken.
Come on, man.
Okay.
We're gonna check his temperature for real today. Let's go.
Let's see if you're good enough.
We're not gonna address the Jason Tatum on that wall. Like I see James.
Hold on. Tatum's on that. He definitely here. You got Rico Suave down there, the fake Kobe. Oh yeah, you got
fake Kobe. The new edition.
Yeah, that's the fake Kobe. That's the fake Kobe. Hold on, that's the fake Kobe right there. The real Kobe don't let them situations like that happen. Just happen right then.
Who's that? Is that Devin Booker? Who is that? I'm confused.
Nah, I said the real Kobe. I'm talking about Rico Suave down there on your wall. The way he just got walked all over on his home court. Game 7, coming off the way they got smoked in the finals last year.
I don't think you watched the game.
You said what?
20 seconds into the game, Buddy rolled his ankles. I know what
you're talking about. Well, let's talk about this. I don't want to hear no injury excuses. Why? Because the Miami Heat was missing their second best player for the whole damn playoffs almost. And that's Tyler Hero averaging 20 points a game. Hold on, sir. Nobody was complaining. Hold on, sir. And this is why your logic don't work. And when you come with the real big dogs, you better be ready to talk. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something, dog. First of all, we don't use injuries as an excuse because the man played the game. So as long as he's on the court, that injury excuse goes out the window, sir. Secondly, a guy like Tyler Hero, who averages 20 points per game, who was the second best player on that team all season long, who's been hurt. Nobody complained about that all playoffs long. Even when Miami was losing games in this series, nobody said it didn't have Tyler Hero. Nobody said Victor Oladipo got hurt. Nobody said Kevin Love didn't play 3 games because his back was hurt. So I don't want to hear that. And then the icing on the cake is this. When Giannis Antetokounmpo got beat and he was really hurt and missed 2.5 games, nobody gave him an excuse for them losing and saying he got hurt. So that Jason Tatum got hurt stuff, I don't want to hear it. They got blown up at home. They got smoked He kept playing, and as long as you on the court and you playing, we don't have no excuses, sir. I can tell you a rookie, and we veterans, baby. Let's go.
I'm actually a D vet. I'm the professional here. So let's talk about this real quick. So Jason Tatum wasn't a decoy on the floor. Jason Tatum was 100% in your eyes. Come on, now what are we talking to? Jason Tatum was hobbling up and down the floor, still got 10 rebounds in the game. Let's not sit here and act like Jason Tatum was himself the entire game. You brought up Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero got hurt in game 1 of round 1. Not try. They played 2 other rounds without Tyler Hero. It's easy to be accustomed playing without a guy when you don't have the guy. Jason Tatum getting hurt in a game and acting as if he's going to be 100% himself. We were in a deficit from game 1, from tip-off damn near. Come on now, stop it.
Well, first of all, let's
back
do
to
this.
your question, Jay. So back to your question, Jay. Overrating playoff runs. Are you talking about individual playoff runs or team playoff runs? Because there's a difference.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that, Tone, is because what we do is we lump them all together. Like, for example, what Jimmy Butler is doing. Jimmy Butler's playoff run. Is this the greatest playoff run in NBA history? Like, well, wait a minute. There are great playoff runs in NBA history. And you have teams that are great in the process of that. So, for example, we're talking about this Miami Heat team. Is this a great playoff run? It's the same Miami Heat team. Tyler Hero, not just Tyler Hero. Gabe Vincent was on the crew last year. Max Strus was on the crew last year. Duncan Robinson was on the crew last year. Jimmy Butler was on the crew last year. Bam was on the crew last year. Kyle Lowry was on the crew last year. So
yeah, and that's why that's what I'm saying, because is this a great run for Jimmy? Because he's had a lot of games where we're like, where's Jimmy at?
Right.
Now, is it a great run for Miami? Well, as an 8 seed, going through a 1, a 2, a 5, and let's listen, we're gonna get to this in a minute, assuming they win, and then the number 1 seed in the West, well, then you're gonna have, as a team, you're going to have that conversation. It might be the best run ever because of where they started and who they beat. But as an individual, I'm not as sold on.
You're a liar. Hold on, Fluent. You're a liar. You're a liar, Fluent, and you're disingenuous. And I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. I'm going to tell you why, Fluent. I'm going to tell you why you're a liar and you're disingenuous. Here's why you're a liar and you're disingenuous. In the first round, they basically won the series because of what Jimmy Butler was doing in his heroics on both ends of the court. These is facts. In the second round, we saw what happened when Jimmy didn't play versus when he did play. He got hurt in game 2. They lost. He played the other games. They pretty much handled him easy. And then in this round, we all discount Jimmy because we know that the Boston Celtics focused their defense on Jimmy Butler, putting their top defenders on Jimmy Butler and rotating them on him the entire series. So guys that we praise who had a great series like Caleb Martin, who really wasn't the focus of the defense. Okay, cool, no problem. But here's where Jimmy separates. He led the entire playoffs in that series in steals with 2.6 steals for the whole series, which means he was playing defense in the games that they won. Go back and look. So we talking about a dude that was playing both sides of the basketball. He led them in assists, which that means he accounted for more points and more on assists and scoring than anybody else. And then he led the team in scoring. The second best scorer had 19.3 points per game in that series, and that was Caleb Martin. But he didn't do anything else. He wasn't no great lockdown defender. Only thing he did was made the shots he was supposed to make, and a lot of them was open. Jimmy Butler was the man. He was the myth. He was the legend. He went and got it done. So all this excuses about, oh, this might not be a great run for Jimmy Butler, that's baloney.
Hold on, Tone, because you did not say that. That's number one. He did not say that. Number two, you talking about being disingenuous and being a liar. You are the epitome of that. And how are you the epitome of that? Because you just said to him about no excuses, but you the first one to come up here when Kobe Bryant got swept out of the playoffs after they won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons. And the first thing you brought up was Kobe Bryant's ankle. That's the first thing.
No. That's a lie. Hold on. You took my words out of context. You took my words out of context, sir.
No, I didn't.
You took my words. No, I said no. What I said to you was nobody uses excuse.
Number two, we're talking about number two. And not only did you say
nobody uses it, I said nobody uses that excuse. I said nobody uses it.
No, you brought that up.
No.
You are the
go back and listen to what I said. I said nobody uses
what you said word for word.
That's word for word what I said.
Kobe Bryant had a bad ankle and he was on the floor.
Put your money on it and I take your money too. I got the tape.
Put no money on it. I heard what you said.
Your money too. I got the tape.
So if you bringing that up, right? If you bringing that up,
I'm not bringing that up. I told you nobody use that as an excuse, sir.
Use that logic with him.
Don't lie, sir. Chill down.
Nobody's lying.
On the video. Don't lie.
Nobody is lying.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm exposed. You don't worry. I'm exposed. You're lying.
Nothing. You're not the only one up here who knows what we're talking about. I'm done.
The truth, Chill Town.
Does anybody else?
Take your blood pressure back from the day because it's gonna be on 100 today. It's gonna be on 100 today.
You ain't that much younger than me.
I'm gonna see how much tape you in. I'm gonna see how much tape you in.
Anybody else remember Ticket saying that?
Nah, Ron. What I said was when they was capping about injury, Fluent knows was here.
I just want to be clear. I just want to stay focused, though. I'm not saying Jimmy's not having a great run. I'm just saying the team's run is more historic if they win against Denver than Jimmy. When you compare Jimmy's run to, like, I don't know, 91 Jordan, 03 Duncan, like there's so many other individual
Jimmy in
performances.
2020.
Okay, so but Fluent, let me ask you a question.
They are better than what
Jimmy was better.
So I'm just saying,
Let me ask you a question.
I think your mind's being changed by the finals.
Do any of the premier players in the league do what Jimmy just did? Do any of the premier players in the NBA do what Jimmy just did right now?
Right now?
Switch Jimmy. Hold on, time out. Tatum just got beat with a better team. LeBron James got beat with a better team. KD got beat with a better team. I'm capping, nigga.
Wait.
Luka Doncic, if you put Luka on the Heat, they're still here, in my opinion.
Man, you crazy. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why it's a lie. I'm gonna tell you why that's a lie. Hold on. It's a lie. Hold on. Here's why it's a lie. Because Luka don't play the defense Jimmy Butler play. And Luka would have got torched. Hold on. That's true. Hold on. That's true. And he easy to beat. He easy to beat.
This conversation. You're not gonna do that. No. You're not going to dominate this conversation.
Oh, no. I'm just going to keep kicking y'all ass. That's what I'm going to do.
Kicking nobody's ass.
Period.
Let's stick with Miami. So, number one, you're talking about Luka Doncic. That's not a lie. You know why? Because we don't know if Luka could have done that. Because he didn't. So, it's not a lie. Stop calling people liars and everything.
Don't play D.
And so what? That Jimmy Butler led the league. He led the playoffs.
No. I'm saying Jimmy Butler's defense don't matter.
And I would say the Miami supporting cast played better than what we got out of the Mavericks.
I like
that. Is true.
No, you're not.
He heard everything that you said. He heard everything.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that
solely on Jimmy Butler. And that's
his
not
defense.
true.
His defense
is based solely on Jimmy Butler, and that's just not true. I can appreciate Jimmy Butler as a defender, but I'm not just talking about Jimmy Butler as a defender. Why are we just talking about Jimmy Butler as a defender? Jimmy Butler is not the only defender on that team.
He's the best one.
So what if he's the best one? They still got a damn.
He's not the best one. He's not the best one.
Who was the all-league defender on that team? Who was the all-league defender? Who was the all-league defender, Mars?
Bam Adebayo is the best defender on that team.
Who else is an all-world defender on that team?
Bam Adebayo is the best defender on that team.
He just told you, Bam.
What defense team he made?
Oh, so now we're talking about being an all-league defender.
No, I'm asking you. Y'all say, hold on. Y'all say I asked you, who's the best defender on the team? What all-league defensive team has Bam Adebayo made? Jimmy Butler was all-league defense and offense this year, and all NBA. Cut it out.
What's offense going to do with this defense?
Bro, he played both sides of the ball.
Okay, and you said Jimmy was the best defender.
Hold on, time out.
Him playing both sides of the ball means nothing.
Bam was garbage.
Jimmy Butler wasn't even on defense this year.
Not only was Jimmy Butler not an all-league defender. Can we get to this? And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about lies. Ticket, you talk about people lying and you don't even do your homework. Did you know that Bam finished 5th this year in Defensive Player of the Year? Did you know that? No, you didn't know that. Why didn't he make all-team defense? Why didn't he make all defensive teams? What team did he make?
Butler did not make it. Jimmy Butler was not all defense. You lied. You've been lying for weeks about that. He did not make it. Bam is the only all-league defender on that team.
You're lying.
You want to ice tea? You want to ice tea that?
You think that everything? No,
that doesn't work. When you get cooked, you can't just make the British jokes. That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't.
You hate Mars.
You from Mars, boy.
You lie.
Everything that you hate Mars. You from Mars.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about
it. No, Paul, because this dude, all he does up here is call us liars, and he doesn't fact check himself. Not only does he not fact check himself, he thinks because he talks loud and he says things over and over again that it's the truth. You didn't even know that Bam finished 5th this year. He was a top 5 defender in Defensive Player of the Year. Meanwhile,
what do you look like this theory?
I ain't done. Pay attention.
What do you like this theory?
Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler, who you gassing as an all-league defender, who didn't make the all-league defensive team this year, and because he led the playoffs in steals, how do you feel about James Harden leading the league in steals? You think he's the same caliber defender as Jimmy Butler?
No, I'm asking who you thought was a better defender to you. Who you thought was the better defender this playoff? Give me a Bam. Who do you think was the better defender? Give me a Bam in this playoff. Bam. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Oh no, what happened to the all defense? You said Jimmy's the better defender because he made all defense and Bam didn't. Would everyone like to know that Bam has made all defense every single year that Jimmy's been on Miami. Jimmy's made it once. Bam has made it every single year that Jimmy has been on the team. Jimmy Butler has made it one time. No, that's not what you said. You're moving the goalpost because you lost.
No, I'm not moving the goalpost.
You said Jimmy Butler was the best defender on the team. When I said it was Bam, you said Jimmy was all defense.
Hold on, Mark.
Now that you found out that he was, you're saying no, in the playoffs he was the best.
You got a lot of animosity in your heart. Hold on, Grill Town. I'm not going to allow you to move the goalpost. I know y'all love to 1-on-5.
You on your nonsense.
It's not 1-on-5. You just lie on
1-on-5. It's not. You just lie on
1-on-5. But hey, guess what, Grill Town?
It's not.
Guess what?
The problem that I'm having is that you call us liars and you don't do your homework and you just think because
I don't do my homework, right?
You say something time and time again. The fact that Bam Adebayo has been on the all-league defensive team for 4 straight years. 4 straight.
Jimmy made 5.
Throughout his career.
In Philly and Chicago.
Throughout his career, not in Miami.
He's been in the league 12 years and he's made it 5 times, and that's the argument you want to push.
Throughout his career.
Is that really the argument you want to push? That's a terrible argument.
No. Not only is it a terrible argument, let's stick to the facts here. Let's stick to the facts. You talked about Jimmy Butler being the best defender on that team. No, he isn't. He is not. He is, and that is not true. That, sir, is what a lie is. What you just said.
So to answer your question, I think Miami's on a great run. It might be historic if they end up winning the title. But Jimmy's on a good, very good run. But there's others that I think you could pick easily 5 that are better. But listen, what do you expect, right? If you're going to have Jimmy as a borderline top 10 player, well, then that's what we expect from him in this type of situation.
Right. Yo, Damo, how do you feel about the run? I know you were saying that the 2020 Jimmy Butler is performing better than Jimmy Butler now, but where would you rank? Where would you rank his run right now individually and Miami as a whole? And B Smooth, I want to hear from you next.
Looking at it, it was kind of finals run bias towards Jimmy's run in 2020. He still did have some great games in the first 2 series, but in terms of totality, I could say his performance individually this year is better. But the fact that the Miami Heat are the AC, they lost one of the play-in games, they're the first play-in team to make the finals, and potentially will be the first AC to knock out both number 1 seeds in the East and the West, that automatically makes that team run better. The fact that Gabe, Vincent, and Caleb Martin, I believe both are undrafted players. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe one's a second round, whatever. Both undrafted players are playing like your second and third best player when your second and third best, well, argue third and fourth best player, Tyler Hero, and wherever Vic falls for the team. I didn't watch too much Heat, so maybe he wasn't the 4th or 5th. But regardless, those 2 guys who are taking up some money on your payroll, at the very least, they're taking up a lot of money on your payroll. They aren't there. So you have to get these other guys that have to be super coachable to step up, and they have. We've seen plenty of other times where guys lose their other 2 guys or lose guys on their team, and they just crumble. They don't have enough. They use the I didn't have help excuse. Jimmy's not doing that. It's next man up. I love the culture in Miami. I gotta say the Miami run as a team would be better than Jimmy's solo run, but this is a great solo run by Jimmy, and he wins this ring. He gets to the finals. That only adds to, and I hate to say it, man, it adds to the Jimmy Butler legacy. I don't know.
Why do you hate to say it?
Bro, I'm so anti-Jimmy Butler. Listen, I'm open about my biases. Listen. I'm open about my biases. I have no problem admitting when I'm biased when it comes to a player. I think he's a fake tough guy. I do. I'm sorry. I think he's a fake tough guy. His game is his game. His game is cool. I'm not gonna sit there and call him trash. He's obviously not trash. I just, I don't
you think Jimmy's a fake tough guy?
Oh, when Jokic, when the Morris twin had suckered Jokic, and then Jokic goes down, bumps him in the back, he falls, and then Jimmy's on the other. Jimmy's very cool the whole time and waits till they're a whole football lengths away. Oh, meet me in the back. Meet me in the. I'm like, all right, Jimmy. I thought you was really tough. For us, Jimmy. I ain't trying to hear that. But now, all jokes aside, I'm just not the biggest Jimmy fan, but I can admit when the brother's balling, the brother is balling. I'll give him that. Brother's balling.
Can I ask y'all a question? Real quick? So I did my research, right, on you capping ass dudes. And in the playoffs, like I was talking about with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler averaged the same amount of blocks as Bam. He averaged double the steals as Bam. And he only averages one less rebound than Bam per game.
Right.
So, first of all, Bam Adebayo don't even average one block per game this season or in the playoffs.
Correct.
The Bam Adebayo averages 0.6 blocks per game.
Correct.
In the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Bam Adebayo don't even average half the steals that Jimmy averaged.
Right.
And his rebounds and all his numbers have shot down. Meanwhile, all Jimmy's numbers have went through the roof. I want y'all to listen to this. Here is Bam Adebayo's numbers in this playoff.
Oh my God.
His numbers, hold on. His numbers are 1 steal, 0.6 blocks per game. Jimmy Butler's averaging 2.6 steals, and he's averaging the same amount of blocks as Bam Adebayo, 0.6 for the playoffs. Right. What are you guys talking about?
Now, here's the difference with your logic, Ticket. Your stance solely was based on Jimmy Butler being an all-league defender, which is not true. So all of that stuff that you just mentioned goes out the window.
That's not true, sir, because he was talking about Luka Doncic. He asked me why Luka Doncic could, because I asked you who could replace him in this series and do what he was doing in this playoffs, and he said Luka. And he said, I said Luka couldn't. Hold on. I said Luka. Hold on. I said Luka couldn't do it because he don't defend like Jimmy's defending right now. And you guys jumped on me.
Like Jimmy no. You said Jimmy Butler was the best defender on Miami. I do believe that. Hold on. Come out. That's fine.
Hold on, Mars. I stand up. But let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all don't think that Bam made all defense off all reputation? He's the only player.
No.
A big man. Hold on. That's a big man in NBA history that has made all NBA and haven't even averaged 1 block per game for the season.
That is not true.
That is not true. Look it up. Come on, look it up. Fieldtown, look it up right now. He's the only player. He's the only big man in NBA history who has made an all defensive team to have at least average at least 1 block per game. Look it up.
Defense is more than blocks. So like, what are we doing?
No, but I'm saying I'm saying he doesn't even average that much steals. If you look at his numbers,
defense is more than blocks and steals. What are we doing?
No. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so check this out, right?
You play basketball. You should know that playing defense is just getting a steal. Like, what are we doing?
Mar, I'm not saying that, dog. I'm saying to you.
That's all you said. Rebound, steals, and blocks.
I'm saying, hold on. If you look at the other guys who they normally put all defense, these guys are the tops in the leagues in rebounding and or blocks, rebounding and or steals. These are facts.
Okay, that doesn't mean that's not what defense is. And I know for a fact Dennis Rodman never averaged 1 block and was making all defense.
Not only did he not.
That's neither here nor there.
But yes, it is. Yes, it is, Mars. Yes, it is.
You said Jimmy's a better defender because he averaged more steals and blocks. That's not what defense is. And as someone who played basketball, you should know that you can play good defense without getting a steal or a block on a possession. Bam Adebayo's strength defensively is versatility, not the fact that he's going to block shots like Rudy Gobert.
The only reason why Dennis Rodman was doing it because he was averaging 17 rebounds a game. Go ahead.
Even in Detroit, when he was defensive player of the year, he wasn't averaging 17 rebounds. That's also not true.
And not make the all-defensive team. Curry, Magic, etc. So
James Harden.
You know it's more than stats.
Dennis Rodman was making all defense in Detroit when he was averaging like 10 rebounds. So that's you're lying again just to try push a point. That's not true. And
what year did Dennis Rodman win Defensive Player of the Year?
He won the Defensive Player of the Year in 89. He won it in 89, and he won it again in 91. Right?
Okay. So 91 averaged 12.5.
Okay.
He's right. 91 averaged 12.5. 89. 89, he wasn't an all-star, but he won the Defensive Player of the Year.
I think it was 89, either 89 or 90. One of those two years he won it. I think it was either 89 or 90.
One of the years, but I doubt he averaged 10 rebounds. But the point is, I brought up Bam because you said Jimmy was the best defender on the team. I said, no, he's not. Bam is. And then you said, did Bam make all defense?
I do think Jimmy's the best defender on the team. I do think Jimmy's the best defender.
You said Jimmy made all defense and Bam didn't. That's how we got to where we got.
That's wrong. That's wrong. I mean, that's wrong.
But this also started with, could Luka, this is where it started, could Luka replace Jimmy and the team still be here where they are today? And yes, the defense would drop off, but the offense and playmaking goes up. So I think it would balance out.
Yo, hold up right quick. Ticket, hold up. I got a couple questions for my man B Smooth. He new up here, so we need to fill him out and see where he stands with a couple things. I want us to just start from the top. Do you think that Luka would make the same run on the Heat as Jimmy Butler has this year?
Easily, not even a question. You
give these dudes out of their mind, bro. But we ain't even talking basketball, man.
Caleb Martin. You give him Caleb Martin.
He's fluent. He's fluent.
Give him Tyler Hero. Yeah, he easily does the same run.
So he beat the Boston Celtics. He going up 3-0 and then beat the Boston Celtics. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight.
Caleb Martin's gonna average damn near 20 points. Yeah, Luka's gonna beat him too. What are you talking about?
No. That's not. Hold on, dog. Hold on. You guys are being you're being disingenuous because you're taking a whole side of the ball, which Miami thrives on, which is defense, and a dude who plays no defense, right? Who's been covering? Hold on. And here's the thing right here. Here's the thing right here, right? Those other guys you named on the wing, they ain't all world defenders on the wing. Maybe Bam is, but guess what? Luka had with the Mavs, he had dudes he had 3-and-D dudes that could play defense on the perimeter. Those are before they traded old boy for Kyrie and them. So they had dudes that play defense on the perimeter. Now you're telling me that you're taking out Jimmy, who's a main defender on that team, with all those other dudes that ain't defenders. Yeah, I'm talking about Caleb Martin. I'm talking about the other Tyler Hero. I'm talking about Duncan Robinson and the other boy. Them dudes ain't nowhere near defenders. You telling me they beating the Bucks? They going and beating the Knicks. Then they going and beating the Celtics. Man, get out of here, man.
So you're telling me
they're beating the Knicks. I don't know about the other team.
They're definitely beating the Knicks. Anyway, you're telling me a team with Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, 6 foot tall Gabe Vincent are all world defenders, but yet Miami's still a great defensive team with those guys on the floor. You switch
Jimmy.
Duncan. No, hold on. You put Jimmy, you put Luka there. Instead of having Duncan Robinson, you have another defender there. Anyone. There's minimum league guys in the G League that can play defense and shoot threes.
No, he stayed with the same team.
Hold on. You swap Jimmy and Luka, and you instead of having Duncan Robinson on the floor, you have another decent defender. It's the same exact thing. Luka can get steals just like Jimmy. It's the same thing. You play 2-3 zone, you're fine. It's not
Luka
that hard.
Don't play no D, bro. Luka's one of the worst defenders in the league.
You play 2-3 zone, you don't have to play man defense anyway. You can just play the pass.
So now, hold on.
He doesn't play all team defense, yes, but he still will play passing lanes. I've seen Luka do it. He still has IQ on the defensive end. Obviously, he's not the defender.
Let's have a real conversation with you.
That's exactly what we're doing, Mark.
Hold on.
That's not the side of the argument you should be.
Hold on. Y'all sold. Hold on. Y'all think that Luka Doncic with the same team, with the injuries to the same situations, y'all think he could have did the same thing Jimmy just did?
Yes, because he has Caleb Martin scoring 20 points a game. Yeah, he probably could. Easily.
All right, man.
If Giannis gets hurt again, I think they can beat the Bucks. Julius Randle is on the Knicks, so they beat them.
Man, y'all
whether or not they beat Boston.
That's how much they hate me, bro. This is sad, bro.
No, I'm not necessarily agreeing. Wait a minute. I think they could be in the conference finals. That's what
rewind the clock, Ticket. So if Giannis gets hurt, right? So we taking Jimmy Butler off this crew.
They still won a game. Hold on, they still won a game.
Okay,
yes, they did win a game. Yes.
They did win a game. I felt like, and I was wrong. I felt like without Giannis, I thought Milwaukee could still beat Miami. Mm-hmm. That wasn't true. But what you're going to do is you're going to add Luka to that crew, right? So you're going to take Jimmy Butler off, and you're going to add Luka to that crew. You add Luka to that crew without Giannis. You add Luka to that Miami crew. I think that they could beat Milwaukee. And remember, don't leave out the fact that Giannis, of those four games that they lost, 2 of them he played in, they had a 15 and a 16-point lead in the second half. Let's make sure that we remember that part. That's number one. Number two.
Y'all hate me, bro. This is insane, bro.
No, ain't nobody hating you.
You were just in here saying before the playoffs that the Bucks by far was the best team in the East and the best team in the NBA, and they was going to the finals. Now all of a sudden, you put a dude that don't play no defense and change him a dude who do play D, and now they gonna beat the Bucks. They're gonna beat the Celtics, the team you picked to come out the jump. If you took Jimmy out the team and put Luka, you still think the Celtics losing that series? But a dude don't play no D.
I do. I just think they get to the conference finals. That's what I'm saying. I think they beat the Bucks.
And on top of that,
what you originally said was there's no one in the league that could do what Jimmy's doing, and I think our thing was yes, there are. There's a handful, and Luka just happened to be the name.
Why haven't they did it? Why? Hold on, Baton. LeBron got AD and all them other dudes they got. He got swept. KD, he got Devin Booker and those guys. They got beat in 6. All these other dudes are better talent. Hold on, Damo. All these other. No. I'm saying no. But I'm saying all these. Hold on. But we putting Denver on the same level, sort of as the teams like the Celtics and Miami. I mean, and Milwaukee, right? So when they played the Lakers got swept. And what I'm saying is they had LeBron, AD, and all those other pieces they had. Jimmy don't got half of that talent. So you telling me that if you put AD instead of Jimmy, he getting there? You putting LeBron instead of Jimmy, he doing that? You putting KD right now instead of Jimmy, he doing that? Hell no, they can't even get their own teams to the conference finals.
Ticket. I'm with you 1,000%. I don't even think you can put Giannis on that team and they do it.
I'm saying if you put the other top 10 players in Jimmy's place, one, he has a better coach, most of them, than they have now. Two, the supporting cast is different, and we've seen them all step up. And three, to be Smooth's point, they're gonna have to adjust their play style to that new player, because if they don't play like Jimmy, so if it's Luka, they're gonna play a little bit differently. If it's, I don't know who others top 10. If it's Giannis, they're gonna play different. If it's Steph, they're gonna play different. So that will be adjusted. So what we're saying is there's no way of knowing for sure, but if you put another top 10 player in Jimmy's spot and they adjust the right way, yeah, they have the ability to make it to the same spot. That's not taken away from Jimmy. That's not taken away from how great of a run he's had, because he has. And
so y'all hold on. So Fluent. Fluent. You would have picked Fluent. I want you on the record, Fluent. Fluent. If they had Luka Doncic instead of Jimmy Butler, the same situation, you would have picked them to beat the Bucks before the series?
If Giannis gets hurt.
I ain't talking about that. I asked that man a question. And answer the question, man.
I'm answering the question. I didn't pick Miami to beat the Bucks.
Okay, so hold on. No. So if you put Luka, hold on. If you put Luka in the, hold on, Fluent. If you put Luka in the same situation, well, nah, you a hater of the Celtics, so you would have picked the Heat anyways. But Chill Town. Tell the truth, bro. Tell the truth, man. And the man upstairs watching, bro. You going to hell if you lying, man. Thou shalt not lie, Chill Town. Chill Town. If you put Luka on that team instead of Jimmy Butler, Luka Doncic is going.
I had the Celtics. When Milwaukee got bounced, I had the Celtics in the NBA Finals.
Right, no, I'm saying, but no, I'll ask you one question specifically. If you change Luka for Jimmy, because y'all making it seem like all these dudes can do what he do, is Luka Doncic? Are you picking Luka in the Heat to beat the Celtics in this series that just won?
Well, first of all, you just talked about being disingenuous. This is a disingenuous question. You know why?
Y'all just like that.
You know why it's a disingenuous question? Number one, Jimmy Butler been with this crew for a long time. It ain't like we just exchanging them for one series. So that logic doesn't work, Ticket. What you're trying to do is you're trying to bait me into Luka for one game or one series, and you're not going to do that with me. Now, if you're going to put Luka on this crew and have him on that crew like Jimmy was for the last 3 years, now we having a completely different conversation.
Go ahead, Doug. Go ahead, come off the top rope,
This is by far the stupidest conversation I've ever heard.
Thank you, Doug.
Because what people are dismissing the fact that Jimmy Butler and what he does so well is the fact that this heliocentric style of basketball takes away from a lot of guys.
What does heliocentric mean? Hold on.
Heliocentric, it means a ball dominant guy who's responsible for scoring and passing and facilitating all throughout the game. That's what Luka Doncic does, and it takes away from those guys. It takes away from those guys to be in rhythm. Gabe Vincent, a part of the reason why he's able to get off, because it's not just Jimmy Butler making plays happen and getting him outside to the corner. No. Caleb Martin, to an extent, yes. There's also times where they're like, Caleb Martin, go ahead and go get to your spot and go get a bucket. And we've seen that throughout the series against the Celtics. That happened. Kyle Lowry, you need to be able to, even though that people aren't high on Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, I know that you having the ball in your hands is going to get you in rhythm to make you better. Bam Adebayo too. So there's ideology of, if Luka's there, just because the way that these guys are performing right now with Jimmy Butler, they're going to automatically perform with Luka Doncic. No, basketball doesn't work like that, because that heliocentric type of basketball gets people out of rhythm. A big portion of the reason why we were so successful, because all those guys was getting touches and reps. We operated a system, but Luka Doncic always takes away from everybody.
You're on the assumption that Spo doesn't coach.
Then you're going on the assumption that Luka on that team for a number of years with Coach Spo doesn't adjust his game style to the personnel around him. Right? What you're doing is, again, you're taking Luka and saying, here, play exactly the way you play with Dallas with these guys and this coach, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying if you put Luka in Jimmy's spot and he has those years to play with them and he understands the different style of play, Spo coaches him up and he does those things to work with the guys around him, could he be? And the only question is, could he make it to the spot like Jimmy did? And yeah, he probably could. It's very hypothetical, but he would have to adjust, which is what I said.
Now you're adding too many factors. No, at the end of the day, you are adding.
This is what happens when you do hypotheticals.
This is what happens. If I'm going off of,
hold up, Dama. Go ahead, Dama. Hold on. Let Dama rebuttal to you too, Dub, and then you got it.
Mine's 1 second more. That's the problem when you do these hypotheticals, is because you want everything else to be the same, and it's never the case because there's a butterfly effect. So once you change one thing, then a series of other events will change as well. So you can't just change one thing. Sorry, go ahead, Damo.
I just wanted to say we're acting like we haven't seen Coach Spoelstra take a guy that came from a heliocentric system, seen the guy have a problem with it, but still buy in and still be successful. The one thing Luka has not had is a great coach that put a great system around him with players playing well. He came in with Rick Carlisle. You can have whatever gripes you have with Rick Carlisle, whatever. After that, people are mixed on Jason Kidd.
In terms of who's the heliocentric player that you're talking about?
James
LeBron.
And what was the team? Why are you guys being nasty?
Thank you, Ron.
Undrafted players. Why are you guys being nasty?
Wait.
He had LeBron. Time out. Be smooth. Who's the best player all time?
LeBron James.
Chill. Who's the best player all time?
Okay,
so what are we talking about? You took
You think the
best player of all time? What are we talking about?
Hold on.
Keep going, Damo. Keep going.
You think the fact that he played with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh is why they decided to put a system around him and get the ball in his hands? That's why? You don't think it's because Coach Spo has a system in place?
I'm not saying that Coach Spo didn't do a good coaching job, but we're talking. You just said he had a heliocentric guy. He had the heliocentric guy, LeBron James. He had Dwayne Wade. If he wasn't still in his prime, he had just got out of his prime. Then you had Chris Bosh, another all-star.
You're making this point.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying this Heat team is not that Heat team. This Heat team is not that.
Stay with that, Ron.
He does not have Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but the fact that the Heat had two heliocentric guys and they made it work in LeBron and Dwayne Wade would prove Damo's point even more.
No.
Oh my God. Ron, let me say
that would
something.
Go ahead, Dub. You got it. Because this is disgusting.
With LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, it was like my turn, your turn. The thing is, LeBron bought into that system because of who he was around, and that's what you're dismissing, right? He had a Dwayne Wade and Bosh next to him, so he was more willing to play off of that. Luka Doncic on the Miami Heat, he's not going to look at Kyle Lowry, look at Gabe Vincent and these guys. Like, you know what? I'll play off of you. Are you kidding me?
Why not, Dog? Why won't he do that, Dog? Why won't he do that?
He did it with Jalen Brunson. He did it with
Reggie Bullock and Tim Hardaway Jr. He did that with these dudes. So why wouldn't he do it with this crew right here? Not only why wouldn't he do it with this crew right here over the course of time? Because again, we're not plugging Luka in during the 2023 playoffs. We're not doing that. Luka's going to be on this crew for a long time.
Luka Doncic, for the whole postseason run that he's been a part of, what did he do consistently all the time? He put the ball in his hands to make things work. Now, maybe he could share the ball with one or the other, Kyle or Gabe Vincent, but for the majority of those guys, he's not doing that with Gabe Vincent, Bam Adebayo handling the rock. He's running plays off of that. He's not doing that for all of them. Maybe when he has a guy next to him like a Jaylen Brunson, or maybe one guy, a Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, one guy, sure. But the whole team, and he's working off ball out of that, let's be real. Even though I am critical, I do say Luka Doncic hasn't been on a team where he could play like that. I'm not bought into his off-ball capabilities like that. That's just a fact. And we know he's not going to be running off-ball or Bam Adebayo handling the rock. Are you serious?
But Dub, you're operating on the assumption that Gabe Vincent high pick and roll is more valuable than what Luka can do on the ball. I'm sorry, even if that gives Gabe Vincent a rhythm, Luka with the ball still provides you with a better offense than Gabe Vincent getting touches. I'm sorry, like that might hurt his feelings, but Luka will still be generating better offense even with the ball, even if they're not in a rhythm.
And that's fine, but a good portion of the reason of why we're so successful, and Fluent said it before, is not just what Jimmy's doing, it's also how those guys are running the offense, because I think we're the second best offense in the league right now because those guys have the ability themselves. And then everyone just forgetting of how the defense is going to take a hit with Luka Doncic.
That's why I don't think they beat Boston. My whole take is I think they can beat the Bucks without Giannis and the Knicks who have Julius Randle. I'm not saying they'll beat Boston. I don't know if they'll make the finals. I'm just saying I think they can win the first 2 rounds. So I'm not saying they can do what Jimmy did. I'm just saying
I agree. Hold on. I agree they could potentially beat the Knicks, Mars. I agree with you on that. I don't think they could beat the Bucks. I don't think they could beat the Bucks, and they ain't got a chance in hell at beating the Celtics as long as he's there. And then let me say one thing y'all said about LeBron and D-Wade. Here's the difference of what they did that Luka didn't do. They played defense. Luka, y'all are forgetting. Luka Doncic is one of the worst guard defenders in the league. I ain't just talking about, and I'm talking about one of the worst in the league, bro. So when you look at that, what we talk, and here's a fall off. As soon as they sent his defenders away, they gave him one other guy that didn't play D and Kyrie. The team went straight to hell. And those guys and those guys on Miami, let's just be honest, bro. Bro, we say you guys say Bam is a all-world defender in y'all's mind because of what he's doing right now, what y'all think he's doing right now. When I look at Bam, I don't see that. I don't see dominance on the boards. I don't see dominance blocking shots. I don't see him in that light, Chilltown. I think that Jimmy Butler's effect defensively is better than Bam's. I don't know if Doug agrees with me or not, but I just think so. And the reason why I say that is because it is, bro.
So Luke, when you talk about Luka in terms of defensively, because I'm not going to push back on that. I think he's one of the worst defenders in the game, no question about that. However, is it fair to say that offensively, how good he is, and not just as a scorer, but overall, and in that offense throughout the course of time when he's on that crew, not just right now, would that make up for how bad he is defensively?
You got guys, hold on, no, because you got guys who can go at him, and so when you're talking about the ball.
I think we lost
multiple guys that's going to be going at him all game. See what I'm saying? So if he's not going to at Jimmy, we seen Jason Tatum do that to Jimmy one game in the series. One. How he did him in game 6. We didn't see that game 7, even though he got hurt. We didn't see that in game 1, 2, 3. We didn't see Jimmy Butler just go out there and get work. Luka Doncic would be getting work with these matchups he'd have to play against, bro. Tell the truth, man. He would have to be playing against Middleton, Holiday, and those guys in the first round. Second round, you looking at I'll give you that. RJ Barrett, cool, no problem. I'll give you that. And in the third round, Brown, and all them other boys, man, come on, man. Let's be genuine, man.
I had the Miami Heat before the season started. I thought you guys were an Eastern Conference Finals team at best, the way that you guys were playing. I did not have you guys in the NBA Finals. No, I did not. Now, when I look at your crew, even though before the season started, I had y'all as a top 5 seed, and the fact that you guys dropped to the 8th seed, the fact that you guys are now running through the playoffs the way you're running, this should have been more of what you guys were throughout the season. So is it fair to say that you guys underachieved during the season? You could have gotten a higher seed?
No, dynamics were different because remember, Tyler Hero was playing and you didn't really get to see Caleb Martin that much. Caleb Martin like that. So Caleb Martin's role, Caleb Martin's role increased.
He asked me tickets. But
go ahead, Tom B. My bad.
Nah, you good. To answer your question, Chilltown, I think, in my opinion, I wasn't high on us to begin with throughout the season because of the absence of a PJ Tucker. And I told you that before.
You did say that. Yes, you did.
And I think the main turnaround from the Miami Heat, where this season we were a good 3-point shooting crew percentage-wise at all. Like, I think we were one of the bottom of the league. So it's not really underachieving to me because our defense was there. Our offense wasn't great because of our 3-point shooting. It's just now in the postseason, I still unexplainable to me. I don't know how you went from one of the worst 3-point shooting teams to one of the best 3-point shooting teams. That's been the deciding factor on why we're this far. So it's like
Caleb Martin.
I don't know.
He's been in. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. Even though you had Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, since Hero got hurt and he's been inserted, this man been shooting lights out. That has helped y'all. He almost shot 10 from the 3, and then Duncan Robinson's getting more time. The injuries have allowed y'all shooters to get more time. So Duncan Robinson's been getting more time. He's been knocking down shots. He missed a big one, but look at it now. So now the guys who could actually shoot the ball for y'all, like Robinson, like Martin, they're getting more time and their percentages are higher. That's the reason why you see that, bro.
Caleb had a lot of time throughout the whole season. He just wasn't heading like that. So
he's averaged that many minutes, Dub.
Yo,
sure?
Be smooth.
What's good?
I do want to ask you a couple questions, and we ran through a bunch of topics, but I want to hear how you feel about this. So, who is the best defender on the Miami Heat? Bam or Jimmy?
It's not close. It's Bam. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, go in deep, Ron. Ask him why. We're gonna put the diamond tester on this boy today. We're gonna put the diamond tester on him today. So come to finals. Come to finals, be smooth. Come to finals. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Doug. I want these dudes to keep that same energy tomorrow night, because he's gonna get attacked tomorrow night. Listen, y'all can say all this great defensive when you playing old Al Horford, when you playing Robert Williams, when you play. Hold on. We're gonna put the diamond tester on you. So in this series coming up, you got Jimmy and you got Jamal Murray who's dropping 50 on dudes in the playoffs, and then you got Bam and you got the big fella Jokic. Who you think gonna do a better defensive job this series?
So clearly, Jokic is a better player than Jamal Murray. That's not a shocker. I would hope Jimmy Butler can guard Jamal better than Bam can guard Jokic. No one can guard Jokic by himself one-on-one. That's a stupid argument. They're going to double team and going to send action at him anyway. They're going to play a lot of zone coverage. No one's going to expect Bam to take him one-on-one That's what they try to do. Monty Williams tried to do with DA and Giannis a couple finals ago. You shouldn't try to guard a great player one-on-one. That's a stupid argument. However, Bam is clearly a better defender than Jimmy Butler. It's not close. Other than Giannis, he's the best switchable big in the NBA. He can guard all 5 positions. He can guard guards. He can guard a big the very next spot.
Hold on, Dub. I got him, Dub. Easy work, Dub. Easy work. A caveman can do it.
Yeah.
First of all, you're wrong. Hold on. First of all, you're wrong, and that's the mistake they made. The mistake the Lakers made was, and Fluent, my boy Fluent would tell you this. The mistake the Lakers made was that they doubled Jokic because you let Jokic be a Swiss Army knife and get everybody else going. You should play Jokic one-on-one and make him try to beat you scoring the basketball. Because when you double him and you open up those three-point shooters like KCP, when you open up those other shooters like Michael Porter Jr., when you allow those guys to get backdoor cuts because you're doubling and helping off of Jokic, that's what made Jokic the most dangerous. So I would rather Jokic play one-on-one.
How did that work for the Suns when they play one-on-one? How'd that work? How'd that go for them?
No, they didn't really play one-on-one.
Score 52 points. Did that not?
No. They didn't, hold on, time out. They didn't really play one-on-one. They didn't really play him one-on-one the whole series. They were still doubling him.
They were playing one-on-one than the Lakers were.
No. I'm saying to you, sir. This is what I'm saying to you, sir. The best way to play Jokic, and I pretty much know that Tone will agree with me on this, because we saw it with the Lakers. You can't double him, bro. Because when you double him, they got too many shooters and too many cutters. Am I lying, Fluent? Or you gonna disagree with me on that too?
Make up your mind, Fluent.
No, just I had to.
You better not lie, bro. You better not. I'm coming up to whatever album you want.
I do not like. I don't know what you do with Jokic but I absolutely agree with you. I do not like doubling Jokic because he's too good of a passer. And if you double Jokic, you're just asking he's going to burn you because he's going to make the right pass and he's phenomenal at setting up his other players. So you got to find a way to play him one-on-one. Yeah, you're right. I don't like doubling Jokic at all. I agree.
But they also went one-on-one with him with Anthony Davis. How'd that go?
I know.
They were doubling him.
I think you're going to get cooked either way the way it's going right now. But I'm not going to make it easier on a guy that great of a passer to say, hey, I'm going to put 2 guys on you to leave someone open. Well, now you're just passing. That's what they're killing with those backdoor cuts, and they were scoring so much in the paint because he's taller than everybody else, and he's going to make the right pass. You're going to get burnt either way. So I'd rather be like, hey, I'm going to let you get yours. I'm going to try my best to slow you down, but I'm going to make sure no one else gets off, right? Like, I think if there's a way to beat the Nuggets, and maybe there isn't, but if there's a way to beat the Nuggets, it's, hey, I'm going to make Jamal Murray make tough shots. I'm going to make Aaron Gordon have to be a scorer. I'm going to make, what's his name? Michael Porter Jr. have to do stuff because I feel more comfortable with me being able to slow them down than me doubling Jokic and letting him kill us and making it easy for them. I just want to make it harder on the rest of them. It might be the wrong solution, but I know that doubling him does not work.
From a talent standpoint is, and what I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying. From a talent standpoint, we're talking about Joker, how much better he is, right? But when you look at after Joker and you look at Miami, I mean, you talk about MPJ, right? You talk about KCP. You talk about Aaron Gordon, right? You talk about Bruce Brown. Now, when you talk about the Miami Heat, after Joker, I mean, is the talent that far apart?
It's pretty close.
I think the names are that far apart, but we're starting to see that Caleb Martin's a real legit player.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because when I think about Caleb Martin having to deal with probably KCP, right? When I think about Cody Zeller coming off the bench, when I think about these guys, it's not like after Joker, Denver's got a bomb squad. Like, they got a good team. I'm not going to fight that. It's just that Joker makes them so much better than what they really are because of how awesome he is as an offensive player. That's not to say that they're not good.
You just reminded me of something. Do you know who's the highest draft pick on the Heat?
The highest draft pick on the Heat is Bam.
Nope.
Was it Hero?
Kevin Love.
It's Cody Zeller. He was a lottery pick.
Cody Zeller.
Oh, damn.
It's Cody Zeller. He was a lottery pick.
Damn, I thought it was Kevin Love.
That's the highest draft pick.
He was a lottery pick. That's it. Yes, it's Cody Zeller. He was a lottery pick.
K-Love went high though too, right, Mark?
Zeller went higher than K-Love?
I don't think he went higher than K-Love.
No, he didn't.
I think Zeller was 4 and K-Love was 5th. I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was. I knew it was one. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah. Tell him, Mark.
Hold on. Didn't Jordan pick him too? Didn't Jordan pick him?
Yeah, Jordan picked him too.
So hold on. So let's get this straight, Tom. Because y'all just said something about the level of Martin. He was getting burned in Charlotte. Why we didn't see this in Charlotte?
Oh, it's on the Depot. On the Depot.
It is
drafted
on
number
Depot.
2.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying on Charlotte, he was getting burned. I watched him. He was playing with LaMelo Ball the other year.
Depot's not on the roster right now.
No, Martin. I'm talking about Martin.
He couldn't shoot.
No, I'm talking about Martin. I'm talking about the Martin twin. I'm talking about Martin. Both twins were playing for the Hornets the other year.
He couldn't knock down
So
shots.
I didn't see none of this. He was getting burned. I didn't see none of this.
I don't know if he was getting burned. He just wasn't scoring.
No, he was getting burned with the Hornets. Hold on. He was getting playing time with the Hornets. Look it up. I watched the game.
The coach,
I don't think
system, your teammates.
Damo, I watched the game, Damo.
I live an hour outside of Charlotte. I watch Hornet games. They come on locally. I'm telling you. I watched both the Martin twins. I knew they was all right. I didn't see this, but it wasn't just he was a chair cone, not worth being in the league. But he was okay.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying he didn't look anything like he looked now, and he was getting time, bro.
Excuse me.
Listen, a lot of times players just need to get into the right system with the right coach. You brought up Kyle Lowry earlier, guys. You all remember Memphis, Houston. That dude was like nobody wanted him. He went to Toronto. All of a sudden, something clicked, right? And he became significantly better. Like that might just be Caleb Martin too.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, this is a good time for me to go ahead and let everybody out there know that we appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for liking the video. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. I do want to say that this show is brought to you and brought to us by the good people over there at Underdog Fantasy. You can see their logo right up there in the top next to the panel logo right there. What is Underdog Fantasy? It is the best platform for you guys to go ahead and make some money. How? Well, download their app, go to their website, and you can get in on some NBA action in an easy way. All you have to do is pick a player, choose their stats, and you choose higher or lower. It's very simple. You guys have seen us do it up here before, and you will see us do it in a little bit, but you can win up to 20 times your money, and they will match you up to $100 in your account. If you put in 50, you will now have 100. If you put in 100, your account will reflect 200. We're going to go ahead and get into some good things in a little bit. Chat, as you know, we're going to go ahead and play the game. I'm going to put up a poll. I'm going to give you a player. I'm going to give you their stats for the day, and you guys will vote higher or lower. Then we'll come on the screen and make it happen. I do also want to show their eligibility map right here. The orange states, as you can see, are the eligible states, and the other ones, well, not so lucky. But if you do happen to travel to any of those other states, you'll then be eligible to make it happen. All right, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some
where's Canada, Ron? Where's Canada, Ron? You better make a call to Underdog, bro. You better make a call.
We're going to make something happen for you, Fluent.
That's not Fluent.
All right, y'all. Lego Rover said, I like Ticket, but the people who go into other streams whining about where's Ticket are so annoying.
They're loyal fans.
Yeah, let them rock, bro.
Shout out Ticket and his clan of people that follow him everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
NBA Lonnie says, shout out Be Smooth. Yes, sir.
In the house. Welcome, brother.
Yes, sir.
Alan R said, damn, Fluent in Cancun with Bron and AD.
Damn.
J. Dean Anderson said, I guess it's Celtics in 8 now. Right, Mark?
Celtics in Philly, Eastern Conference Finals next year.
I was just about to say Tatum and Brown are going to be here any minute, actually.
Jimmy Butler trolled y'all. He trolled the whole city of Boston.
He finally got a guarantee right.
Facts.
Nick Hallen said Jimmy has one functioning ankle. No one is talking about it.
And the reason why nobody is talking about that because that's not true. Give me a break. That is not true.
He looks fine to me.
He did twist his ankle in that game, though. He did twist his ankle late in that game. And he was limping late in that game. He just didn't say nothing about it. Remember that play? He twisted his ankle. He did it sort of like what Tatum did, but to a lesser degree.
On that shot clock violation. Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling right. You could see it that it was. He let it ride. He let that ride.
David Mujenya said you should have a week or two on the panel where everybody gets a day as a host and Ron as a panelist. We'll have a Ticket host day, Ox host day, Chill host day, etc. Hey, David, we got a long summer.
I'm not much of a host. I'm not much of a host.
You don't want panelist Ron. That's not what you want.
You don't want panelist Ron. You don't want panelist Ron. 2, then everyone will know what an L host he is. That's not good.
Hey, they already know that, Fluent.
Fair.
You seen a glimpse of it earlier. He almost ruined the whole argument for me. I was like,
no, that was just
no stopping him right there. Like, hold on.
That was
right there.
I'm like, please stop. Just please
right
stop.
there. I got you. Just stay right there. I got you. We gotta go no further.
JB said, Chilltown, no excuses for Tatum today. Own up.
I'm glad you brought that up. Not only did I not make any excuses, but let's make sure we clear about who Jason Tatum is. He had a career year this year. Only player in Boston Celtics history to average 30 a game. Had a career year this year. And they lost in the Eastern Conference Championship, which is going backwards. But because they didn't win the NBA championship, no excuses, which I'm not making for him. But let's not leave out the fact that he had a career year this year. So chill out.
Is that a good thing, Chill?
Yes, it is, because it shows.
No. I'm saying because most of the Boston Celtics teams that won, you had multiple guys that were in double figures. You didn't have one guy that was averaging 30, and then you had like multiple guys. Like even if you go back to the Larry Bird days, multiple guys. You had McHale, all those dudes are in double figures. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's fair.
Is that a better way for winning? If it was more so him 25, Brown 24, 25, than him 30, and
I think that's the time that we play in, and not only is it the time that we play in, it's the game that we play. So if you're looking at duos, I mean, I think Stoudemire, I think Kobe and Shaq, Curry and Kevin Durant, in terms of winning, and those are the two guys that I think about off the top of my head that averaged 25 or more on the same crew, and they won. So Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both averaged 25 a game or more, and I mean, they were in the NBA Finals last year. It shows improvement this year, but I don't think it's a bad thing considering where the game is. I do think that they need to change their style of play in terms of, as a team, shooting the long ball the way that they shoot it. I do think that they need to do something different there. And I do agree with you, Ticket, when you mentioned that they got to get an interior presence in terms of scoring. When I saw that, I was thinking to myself, especially when Spo had that zone on him. He went to that adjustment. I'm sorry. Who am I thinking about? Mazzulla. I'm sorry. Mazzulla went to that adjustment too late when Spo pushed the 2-3 zone and extended it, and then he put Jason Tatum in the middle of the zone. Now you put your best playmaker in the middle of the zone. That should have been going on immediately because now he could pick apart the zone, but he didn't do that until late in the series. By that point, it was too late. So I do think that they need to change their style of play and get off the long ball line as much as they are and start to play in between a little bit more.
Hey, Chill, when you said two players averaging at least 25, you meant in the regular season and postseason, or just the postseason?
Just the regular season.
Just the regular
season. I'm sorry if I didn't clarify that.
No. LeBron and AD probably did it.
I'm about to say,
and they won the NBA championship in 2020. They did.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
I was just thinking on top of my head. I forgot about them two, Mars. You're right.
I could be wrong. Like LeBron might have like 24.
Because AD averaged 26 a game that year. James averaged 25 a game that year. That's correct.
I seen some people saying LeBron and Kyrie, they wouldn't qualify. They did that in the postseason in 2016. Regular season, Kyrie was averaging 19.
Yeah, that was the year he came back from the broken knee. So
yeah.
All right, fellas, moving along to the next super chat. FIFA Boy wants to know, is that a green screen fluent?
No, he is really in the house. No, that's really going on. That is not a green screen behind.
It's my backyard.
He really outside.
Yes, he is.
MP13 said, so we are going to ignore Jimmy shooting sub 40% the last 5 games. Other than drive and kicks him and Bam have been horrible offensively.
That's what happens when you play against a very good defense. I mean, they're putting Robert Williams on him, who can not only recover fast because he's athletic and long. Every time Jimmy beat him, Robert Williams is just one step in a long. All he's doing, he's recovering easy, trying to block Jimmy shot the rim. Then you're dealing with two great perimeter defenders like Tatum and Brown, and then you got Marcus Smart too, who was Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's getting the most attention, so his shot gonna be the tough. Go ahead, Chill. My bad.
No, keep going, Ticket. Keep going, keep cooking.
I'm just saying, he's getting the most attention. They're putting it. When you look at the Miami Heat, the first guy you want to focus on is trying to deactivate Jimmy Butler. So those other guys are going to have shots. It's just like the Lakers series. They're going to look at LeBron and AD. So Roy Hachimura, Austin Reeves, all these dudes going to get better looks because everybody's not paying attention to you. That's the same thing with any other series. You understand with the Denver Nuggets? Everybody paying attention to Jokic and Murray. So Michael Porter Jr. and all those other guys, KCP, those guys are going to get good looks. So they're supposed to make shots and play well. So when you look at a guy like Jimmy, you got to look at everything else. You got to look at the assist, the playmaking he had. You understand what I'm saying? His ability know when to hold him and when to fold him. I was so mad at Jimmy because he didn't just come out and try to just go off early. But really, Jimmy played the field. He said, look, let me get y'all going first, and I'll find a way to get myself going. Now, he waited too late in game 6, but in game 7, it worked out.
Which is an adjustment that I think that we didn't talk about with Coach Mazzulla when he was able to make that adjustment of getting Jimmy Butler and getting Robert Williams in matchups. And I think he did that in game 4. And that's when it became more prevalent because it started working more and he started pushing Jimmy away from the basket more. He started forcing Jimmy into tough shots away from the basket because Jimmy trying to get downhill against Robert Williams, which I didn't realize how good of a lateral defender he was and how he was able to recover. Because that's what I care about a lot. I care about a guy who, when you're covering a guy, how are you when you get beat? How are you when you get beat? And Robert Williams is really good when he gets beat and recovering. And I thought that adjustment that Mazzulla made when he gets switches on the Robert Williams, that was the counter. Because what Spo tried to do was Spo was trying to get those switches to get Robert Williams on him, and it wasn't working out that well for him.
I think it's as simple as my fault, Dub. Just keep it short and simple. No soliloquy needed. He won. I think everything is null and void when you win the game. Jason Tatum played awful for 3 quarters and then turned up in the 4th quarter. You know what we said? Hey man, he finished out strong and won. Like it's not too much need to be said, bro. They won. That's why you're not talking about them shooting 40%. If they would have lost, that would have been what I opened up with. That man shot sub 40, and y'all trying to tell me that's what the conversation would have been if they lost, but they won.
So seems as if Batman is going to the finals. You know, my partner here,
Nightwing
Lomo, is being a hater, but it's all cool. When they win the chip, it'll switch. If y'all seen how they were going up against the Boston Celtics unit and their defense, what makes you think is going to happen to that Nuggets defense? I'm just asking the panel that.
Well,
how do y'all think the Miami Heat is gonna? What do you think the Miami Heat is gonna do against the Nuggets defense, based off what we seen with what they was doing to the Celtics defense?
Be smooth. I want you to take it first.
Well, I mean, I don't believe Caleb Martin's going to average 19 points a game, so I feel like they'll be straight. I feel like they're not going to rely on guys like Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent to look like all-stars when they're actually role players. I feel like if Caleb Martin goes from shooting his actual percentage, was like, 34, 35%, the Nuggets will win in 5. I feel like they're going to rely on guys like Butler. They're going to have Aaron Gordon on them. Guys like Bam, Jokic will guard him. If Bam's going to shoot a little baby mid-range shot, they're going to live with that. They're just going to let Jimmy get to the paint. Jimmy plays a lot like Joel Embiid, where it's a lot of flopping, getting to the rim, and trying to get the free throws. He's a free throw merchant. That's what all he loves to do. As long as they can control that and keep it to a minimum, force him to take that outside mid and that 3-point shot, I think Nuggets will be fine.
Now, I can appreciate your logic, Dub, about how you guys are rolling offensively, and I think that you're trying to exploit Denver defensively. I can appreciate that logic. However, when you talk about how you guys are defensively, you haven't seen an offense like that, and you haven't seen an offensive player like Joker. So I think that counter might be a little bit more than what you're looking for offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just spread them out, chill. I mean, fluent. And I disagree with. I don't want to just disagree to be smooth, but I disagree. I think when you see a guy like Caleb Martin, and we see the way he was playing, I ain't talking about just him having a good. I'm talking about the moves. This dude pulling out Kobe Bryant, spinning fadeaways on the baseline, hitting things with confidence.
Where he get that from, Ticket? Where he get that from?
I don't know where he got that. Listen,
I never seen that. Where he got that. He pulled that. I never seen that from this dude.
Let me tell you something, bro. Only dudes who got that kind of swag like that, pulls out moves like that in those moments, hitting shots in those moments. To me, this is where we see if that was really a point in his career where he takes this step. Because Spo gonna rock with him in the finals. He gonna rock with him in the finals. And guess what? He gonna be on the final stage and he gonna be cut. They're gonna let him roll. So to me, depending on what we see from him going forward, this makes you think about how they feel about Tyler Hero going forward. Because him and Gabe Vincent been the main guys, man. And those guys are cheaper right now. And it makes it easier for you to get up off of dudes like Tyler Hero and them, especially when you got the new cap coming up. So so when B Smooth said he don't think they can do that, shit, the last thing you want to do is doubt this Miami Heat team. Because I'm gonna tell you something. We thought 2 years ago or 4 years ago in the bubble, 3 years ago in the bubble, everybody thought that the Lakers were just gonna walk through Miami. And Miami, they had all those injuries and they still win 6 games. And this team find a way, bro. They find a way. So I'm cautioning everybody before y'all go out, bet y'all money and say all this stuff about the Denver Nuggets. Pay attention and study this Miami Heat team, bro. Bro, they hit three, and I tell you, Fluent too. The greatest shooter, one of the greatest shooters I've ever seen. Did you see him, Fluent?
Y'all can say whatever. Y'all can scoff at Ticket. Y'all can scoff at Ticket all y'all want. We had Milwaukee mopping them out the playoffs. They smoked them dudes. The Knicks. I had Boston smoking Miami in 5 games. Miami should have swept them dudes. Okay, Miami should have straight smoked them. They should have walked them right out the playoffs in 4 games. So after all 3 of those, I'm not just gonna look at Denver and go, "Yo, Denver is serving Miami." After what I've seen in these playoffs, no, I'm not going there.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to our predictions. I can't wait till we get to our predictions.
I'm not doing that.
We will get there soon. But in the meantime, I have a couple more super chats pertaining to, well, the Miami Heat and in specific, Bam Adebayo. Drink More Water said Bam made second team all defense, as we learned earlier.
Yes, he did.
So Quay White, piggybacking on that, he said, y'all be letting Tickets sit up here and lie, laughing my ass off. Bam was all defense this year, and Jimmy wasn't. Ticket don't know what he talks about. He thinks he's loud is right.
Hey,
I don't think anybody. No one on this panel lets anybody lie. Not Ticket, not us for Ticket. Nobody lets anybody lie.
I get called out.
So
for that case, Caleb Martin played 29 minutes in the regular season, 30 minutes right now.
Caleb Martin.
I gotta let you know you was lying, bro.
No, he wasn't talking. He was talking about in Charlotte. He wasn't talking about in Miami. He's talking about.
Hey, that dude Taekwon.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about.
I don't think so. We can rewind the tape.
That dude Taekwon. That's his name, Taekwon? Taekwon? Who he play for? The Indiana Punks?
Nice.
Get his ass up out of here, man.
Nice. That was a good one.
Leo the Lion said Luka being a heliocentric star would not enable the role players to flourish the way they have. Jimmy is savvy off ball and a better defender. He's not better than Luka, but he fits what Spo wants.
There's a difference between being a better player and
I
being
hate
a better
that term.
That's fair.
Was Luka heliocentric when he was overseas playing in Europe?
Can we stop saying heliocentric? I'm so tired of that.
I don't like it either, Tom. That's why I was like, when I first heard it, Tom, I'm like, what does that even mean?
It's almost like when a guy
it comes from the Greek. I don't need it. I know enough Greek.
His game changes and he buys into a system. I don't know.
Say that again, Damo, from the top.
I said it's almost like when you give a guy an actual good coach in a system that he can buy into, regardless of the players there. If the coach is respected and if that is there from top to bottom, how it is with the Heat, he'll buy in. Now,
he had one. He had a championship coach. He ran him off. What are you talking about?
You talking about Rick Carlisle? He didn't run him off.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle won a championship with Dallas Mavs. He ran him off.
Take it stop before you start trying to go on this history lesson. He didn't run him off. The owner did.
No, he ran him off. No. He ran him off. No. The owner came. Hold on. He came out. Rick Carlisle came out and said that Luka Doncic was hard to deal with. His personality, he ran him off. The owner wanted him to stay.
Luka didn't want.
Now you stop lying and Google that, Ron. Google it.
He got mad off of what happened with the treatment of Dennis Smith Jr.
Google that. Right. Google that. So him and the coach had beef. Because Mark Cuban didn't want him to leave. He left. Remember, he quit. It wasn't about Mark Cuban.
Who was on that team? Who was on that team?
What do you mean, bro? Bro, the only thing they did was run into Kawhi.
That was a tanking Mavericks team that ended up getting.
That was not. They ran into Kawhi and the Clippers in the first round. That's what happened. They won 7 games with him. What are you talking about?
His rookie year?
No, I'm talking about with Rick Carlisle.
I'm saying with Rick Carlisle, his rookie year, he didn't have a team like that.
No, I'm not saying his rookie year. I'm talking about.
All I'm saying, regardless, I'm not trying to have an argument about this is pointless. We can move on. I'm just saying Luka Doncic is not this uncoachable, heliocentric ball hog y'all say he is. Maybe it's just come from coaching. Now, if he didn't like Rick Carlisle, Ticket, I'll wipe my hands with it. I can admit I'm wrong because I'm not in that locker room. He could have easily not liked Rick Carlisle and it disintegrated from there. Cool. But after that, you get Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is not an all-time coach. Jason Kidd is not a coach that is just going to come in and implement his system and have Luka buy in. You got to earn that. I'm sorry.
They went to the Western Conference Finals.
Off the back of what? That crazy offense led by Luka.
Actually, hold on. I got him. So look, if it was led by Luka, how they get 2 playoff wins without Luka? How they get 2 playoff wins without Luka?
Agree to disagree. I'm not arguing with you. We can move on.
Okay,
I'm not doing
that's what I thought.
All right, so
hey, Ron, am I lying? Didn't Jaylen Brunson get 2 playoff wins without Luka? Am I lying, Ron?
Great super chat. This is like a great super chat.
Ron, am I lying?
Hey, yo,
that was a terrible series, yo. Utah had no business losing to no Dallas.
Jalen Brunson got 2 games without Luka. Am I lying, Chilltown?
Utah had no business losing to them dudes. Man.
He's a superstar.
They had no business losing to no damn Dallas without Luka. No business. That was terrible.
Well, Luka played like what two games, 2 or 3.
They were
Jalen Brunson got the series halfway there.
Yeah, he did.
He's a superstar, man.
All right, fellas, moving along. NBA Lonnie said, "Bam being the best defender on the Heat is damn near common knowledge." Laughing my ass off.
But he doesn't average over 1 block a game. Come on.
I disagree with that. This was my thought. That's my personal thought. It's okay.
Eli the Misfit said, "Ron, it's one of them PC episodes. It's always one of them episodes.
Always.
You just gotta wait for it to happen.
That's all.
You'll never know when the fireworks is coming, but they coming.
It could start right from the beginning, or we could ease into it. But it's coming. Don't worry.
Why do y'all think y'all tuning in all the time? 2,500 people in here. Like the video.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
You just put my mic on mute and let y'all listen to Mars all day. We all go to sleep.
Facts. I'm not the content.
We only have 300 likes right now. Like the video, bro. Y'all messing up.
I'm working on that, Ron.
Speaking of liking something,
I'm working on that software where you can't view or hear anything until you hit the like button. It's coming. I got a guy on it right now.
Soon.
Dub, you kind of look like Caleb Martin a little bit.
Fire.
Yo, people been saying that.
You do. You kind of always. I'm looking at you. I'm like, yo, he kind of look like him a little bit.
And Dub Martin, I trust, bro. Miami all the way, man.
And yes, to the chat, heliocentric is not a basketball term.
It's astronomy.
Helio meaning Elio, which is Greek for sun, and centric meaning revolving around the sun. Yes, you're correct.
So it's goofy. So let's get it out of here.
We got a smart chat.
Get it out.
It is. It's an astrological. It is. It's astronomy. It's not nothing to do with basketball, but yes.
When I first heard that, I'm like, wait a minute. What the
I know you didn't like that one either.
What? What is Helio?
Drink More Water said the Mars and Chilltown duo is undefeated.
I don't know about that.
You got the oldest and the youngest teaming up.
JB said you disrespecting Luka. Give him defender like Bam.
Tell him to play defense.
Facts.
To Quay White again said, and Jimmy been on one all defensive team in Miami. Tickets stay chatting, but people in the comments swear he be cooking.
Okay, well, he got the 3 conference finals, 2 NBA finals in 4 years. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Bam was on his team every single
Jabroni.
time.
Making an all-league defensive team, too.
Mm-hmm. Playing better than him in the conference finals in 2020. But we can move on.
No problem. Yeah, we'll move on. We'll see. First game tomorrow night. We'll see.
I don't know what I would prove. But okay.
Lego Rover said, Ticket, you say no one ever brings up Kobe's injuries. That's what I love about him. Then why do you bring it up every time? Isn't that hypocritical?
I don't bring it up. I told Chilltown when they was talking about the injuries, I said, bro, Kobe Bryant had an ankle the size of a grapefruit in that series, and we never talked about use it as an excuse. That's what I said. I got the tape right here.
He does. He brings it up to say no one used it as an excuse. He went to 3 straight finals, and then in that playoff, he had an ankle the size of a grapefruit, and no one used it as an excuse then. So we can't use the injuries for other people now. That is what he said. That is what Ticket said.
So Kobe just got swept. We just leave it at that. He got swept.
Yep.
Don't forget that it's a team game.
I agree, it's a team game, but when we give all the credit to the Stars for winning, I mean, you've got to keep the same. The same way Miami made the finals, not Jimmy Butler.
Correct.
I agree. As long as we keep that energy for everyone, I agree. Because I like doing that too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Let me ask this. That run in 2011, is it the Dirk or the Dirk?
The Dallas Mavericks.
It's the Dallas Mavericks.
It's the Dallas run, man.
Maverick.
I've always been someone who likes to believe that teams.
You can say led by Dirk, but you know this. Dirk doesn't get there if Jason Terry doesn't play ridiculous, if Tyson Chandler doesn't play phenomenal defense, if Jason Kidd isn't leading the team. Like, there's so many pieces. We say this all the time. To get to a final, to win a final, everything has to go right, and you need contributions even more so from the other guys than you do from your star guys.
Doug, you do know, Doug, that Dallas team, I think they was 3rd in the league in defense that year.
Oh, I am. I get called a hater. I get called a hater for saying that it wasn't a Dirk run, it was a Dallas run, and people overrate Dirk because of that.
Yeah,
I get hated for saying that. But when Fluent, you say this a lot. Oh, I mean, if you're the best player on the team, you get all the credit and all the hate. right? So it's either you got to abandon that ideology.
To the majority of people, you do, yeah.
You got to either abandon that ideology and challenge that ideology, or when that people have those conversations, you just got to let it rock.
No, but there's, again, you talk about it like it's black and white, and it's not. There's so much gray. Like Miami lost to Dallas, but you can still say LeBron played shit.
Terrible,
right? Like, because they're not mutually exclusive. Both things can be true.
No, that's fine. All I'm saying is when people start praising people for doing something that the team did, I expect you to start challenging people more rather than just letting it rock. And if you're not going to challenge people more, I'm gonna call you out.
I am not, man.
You should. Because that's the idea. That's the ideology.
The last thing I need is more fights,
bro. A super chat from Rookie in the Violet Hour said, "Calm and clear audio. Check. Does not tirade for 2 minutes. Check. Gives logical conclusions to answers. Check. Pretty solid new panelist so far."
Let's talk about ticket. I don't know.
It sounds like the interview's going well. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the interview's going well. Let's keep that interview going.
Yeah, wait for that diamond test. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I was waiting for
that. Anyway,
moving along. AI3 said, as a Mavs fan, Luka is top 5, but Miami wouldn't suit Luka. Eastern Conference Finals will probably be the ceiling. Celtics, however, Luka taking that roster to a chip easy. Be Smooth, do you think Luka on the Celtics would be a championship?
No, that's horrible. No, it's horrible. I mean, we're talking about keeping JB and JT, or is JB gone and Luka's coming in? What is it? Is this a big three? Regardless, if it's Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic on the same team, that's not a.
That's super chat jinxed. Be Smooth.
It did.
Yeah,
right
after he got the comp.
Yeah, the calm and clear audio is no longer.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you go.
Y'all hear me now? There we go. I say, yeah, if it's JT and Luka on the same team, it's not going to work. And if JB's still on the squad, that's even horrible. But yeah, that's a terrible team.
So you don't like JT and Luka?
Not at all. What? Not at all.
JB and Luka?
Even worse.
Why not? What's the problem with JB and Luka?
No, number one, Jaylen Brown dribbles like a third grader. If we're being honest,
he won't have to dribble next
year. Well, no, he's still
because Luka's so heliocentric.
Exactly, Luka's heliocentric.
And Jaylen Brown be struggling with these wide open shots too. So no, I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit at all.
And I'd like to. Can we be a little bit more complimentary? Because not third grade. I give him at least a 10th grader. How about that? Can we say that he handles it like a 10th grade as opposed to a third grader?
I don't know, man.
He's got to prove that. He's got to prove that.
You see how some of these sophomores be dribbling out here? They definitely do more than that.
The good news is we don't have to see him dribble it all again this year, so we good.
Hey, I gotta. Y'all dudes don't have a problem. I got a problem with a dude that's an elite player with a handle that's that weak. I got a problem with that.
Maybe he's not elite. Maybe
I got a problem with that. With an all-NBA performer.
Yeah, maybe he's not elite. Maybe he's just a good player. Maybe he's a borderline great player. Maybe he's not elite.
Because that handle is unbelievably weak for a guy who throws the ball between his legs and then the ball he's running past the ball. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, don't you work on this stuff in the offseason? This is not extracurricular stuff. Something simple as a dribble between the legs, hesitation, then go. He's running past the ball, a crossover from right to left, where he's kicking the ball off of his foot, or then he's kicking the ball off the other guy's foot. His handle looks very amateur, and because it looks amateur, it kind of diminishes his game. So I'm thinking to myself, it's Jaylen Brown what I think he is. Now we're in year 7, guys. We just finished year 7. It's not like we're in year 2 or year 3. We're in year 7. So we've probably seen the best of him. So it's not like we're talking about a guy who in year 10, he's going to have an extra crispy handle. There's a reason why Jason Kidd was able to expand his game in terms of shooting the long ball. He did that because he was starting to slow down. Ray Allen did the same thing in terms of expanding his game because he was starting to slow down. So he pushed his game out a little bit further. Your ability to handle the basketball, that's not something that improves with age. You either nice with the peel or you're not.
Yeah, they both trying to ball over.
It's those little hands. Those little hands.
That doesn't work neither.
I'm saying Tatum turned the ball over 100 times in the playoffs last year. That's insane.
even if that's
all because of his handle though. Like Jaylen Brown, I don't know. Like if there was a stat to show how many of his turnovers are from the fact that he can't handle the ball, it's probably like 70%. Jason Tatum, like bad passes, bad decisions. Jaylen Brown is like all of it because he can't dribble the ball. That's the problem.
Okay.
And to your point, Tony, you talk about little hands. Just so I've said this to you already. With the exception of Kyrie Irving, Kenny Anderson is the best ball handler I ever seen. He had small hands. Kenny Anderson was super nice with the pill.
Jaylen Brown probably the same size.
I know I was wrong when it came to the Celtics team. I know when I first came on the panel, I had to take they probably have 2 mid ones or 2 twos. Yeah, that's not the case. They have a 2 and a 3. Jaylen Brown is a 3.
No, Tatum's a 1. Tatum's a 1, bro. Tatum's a 1, bro.
100% ticket.
Tatum's a 1, bro. Tatum's a 1, bro. Bro, you can't. No. Damo, you said that, Damo, respectfully, bro. In all respect, you said that during this Philly series when they was down, when they got beat that other game, you was like, oh man, he ain't no one. And then the next game, I think it went down to the clutch. He was having a horrible game, and I remember you was in the chat going crazy. And then he closed it out in that fourth quarter. You remember, Chill? I forget what game that was, Fluent. He went crazy in the fourth quarter in Philly and closed that game out. That's to me, when you do stuff like that, that's A level. That's one type stuff.
Here's the way I describe it. I think Tatum is a 1. Okay, Jaylen Brown is a 2, but there's levels to the 1s and 2s. So Tatum might not be a 1A, he might be like a 1B, and he can't be with a 2B. He needs a 2A. And let me give you an example. Kawhi Leonard is a 1A when healthy. He had Pascal Siakam, who's a 2B. He needs a very strong 1 to lift him up. You can't have a lower level 1 and a lower level 2 because it's like you said, it ends up looking like a 2-3. It ends up looking like a 2-3.
What was Kyle Lowry on that team? Wait, what was Kyle Lowry on that team? Was he also a 2B?
He was a 3.
Kyle Lowry, no, Kyle Lowry was a 3.
He was a 3?
Kyle Lowry was a 3. Kyle Lowry was a 3. Now he could have been. He was a leader. He was a vocal leader, but he was still clearly the 3 on that team. So my point is, Tatum's a 1. He's just not a strong enough 1 to make Jaylen Brown what he needs to be, right? Like because he's not a high 2. Does that make? Right. I know that sounds.
I mean, it does make sense, but is it fair to say that a guy who's a 1 who takes his team to the NBA championship and doesn't win it, I don't think that diminishes him as a 1. We just weren't good enough to win the NBA.
He's still a 1.
We just weren't good. We just weren't good enough to win the NBA championship. I didn't play well enough for us to win the NBA championship, but I still was able, with my play, to get us here. We got here off the strength of me, mostly off the strength of me. We got here off the strength of a lot of other guys, but mostly off of me. Low down in the house. What up, low down?
Okay, so we're gonna start talking about Jokic.
No, the legend of losing.
So I want to start off by saying,
what up, low down? Low down is in the house. What up, low down?
He's trying to look gangster.
Oh, he's mad.
And before y'all go any further, do not leave out the fact that Low just got cleaned up. Low, I see that line. That's cleaner than the kitchen sink right there. Don't think I don't see it, Low. I see how I don't want to get too close. I don't want to cut my fingers, B.
Guys, toes done and everything.
Yeah, yesterday got the toes done as well.
Low clean today. So what's happening, Low down? What up, Low down?
What you about to say, man? What's on your mind, dog?
What up, Low down?
I'm letting y'all talk, man. Everybody talking.
Nah, go ahead, Low. Go ahead, because you got something on your mind.
Everybody's talking.
You ain't just walking to the barber shop to get a cut.
No. Everybody's talking. We're just here, man. We just enjoying life, man. Enjoying life, man. I don't even know what was the question, Ron. What was the question, Ron? I don't know.
We're talking about
Low, you done missed a lot today.
We're talking about Jaylen. We transitioned from Jaylen Brown's handle to Jason Tatum being the number 1 and Jaylen Brown being the number 2. We were talking about Jaylen Brown's handle, which I think that it's amateur, to be honest with you. I think he's got an amateur handle, and we transitioned from that to Jason Tatum being a 1 and Jaylen Brown being a 2, or now Damo has demoted him to a 3 now.
Oh yeah, Jason Tatum's a 2, Jaylen Brown's a 3. Man, I was wrong. I said they were both 2s. Jaylen Brown is clearly a 3. Tatum is still a 2 in my. Again, when I say this, I mean strictly on winning. If you're going to win a championship, what is that guy? That's what I'm not talking about getting to the playoffs. I'm not even talking about getting to the finals, but actually winning a championship, a 1 on a finals winning team. I don't think that's Jason Tatum. I think he's a 2.
I do want to say for Jason Tatum, he doesn't get enough credit for is number 1. because his team is losing and the inconsistency with his scoring, but he actually made a big improvement with his passing and playmaking ability, being a better decision maker, being a better ball handler, in my opinion, from last year to this year. I think he did improve on that. And everything that everyone always criticizes people for, well, if you're not scoring, what other things are you doing? Well, he does play defense. He does rebound the ball for his team. So I do think he needs more credit for that. And just people just want to hate on Tatum right now. And it is what it is.
I know I do.
Yeah, you're a hater. Yeah,
Be Smooth.
Definitely
proud of it.
Be Smooth. Can you tell me what each of these guys are in your eyes? 1, 2, 3.
And Be Smooth, before you answer this question, Be Smooth, what I need you to do is I need you to take your fan hat off, and I need you to put your analyst hat on, because I know you're a Boston guy. Take your fan hat off for a second.
Being a Boston guy is hilarious at this point, but
it's crazy. So it's crazy. I'm not a biased man. However, I still have Lakers stuff. I still have Cavalier stuff. But again, I'm still a Celtics fans. However, Jason Tatum's obviously a 1. And Jaylen Brown also is a 1 as well. I'm talking about championship.
What?
I'm talking about being a 1. I ain't stutter. I'm talking about being a 1 on a
I
team.
ain't stutter.
Jaylen Brown on the Houston Rockets could lead that team to
Yeah, Joe.
That's factual. Jaylen Brown on the Sacramento Kings is the number 1. That team could be in the Western Conference Finals.
Jaylen Brown isn't better than De'Aaron Fox. Jaylen Brown is not better than De'Aaron
He was all NBA second team, so obviously he was.
I don't care about all NBA team. He's not better than De'Aaron Fox.
You don't care about all NBA team. That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, you put
how does that not
Jaylen
make
Brown
sense? Why does
on San Antonio Spurs?
How is Jaylen Brown better than De'Aaron Fox?
How is he not better? He's a better defender.
You can't answer the question with a question.
I would say he's a better shooter. He's better driving to the hole. I'd say
no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
To say he's better driving to the hole, Smooth, that's insinuating that he's nicer with the peel, and he is definitely not nicer.
I'm saying if he gets a good feed and he can hold on to the ball, hopefully he can.
Which he can.
Those are all things he can.
I don't have to hold
Jaylen Brown's also a better scorer than De'Aaron Fox. What are we talking about? He's a better rebounder than De'Aaron Fox. What are we talking about here?
Is he a better scorer?
He's not a better scorer. Damo, he's not a better scorer.
Yo, Damo,
you know, realize it's more than just points when you talk about scoring. You know that, right?
Well, scoring is how many points you score in a game, right?
Is Jaylen Brown a better scorer than Jokic? Is Jaylen Brown a better scorer than Jokic?
No one said all that. No one said. I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox.
I'm asking a question. You said how many points you score.
Why are we moving the goalposts?
No, I'm asking if your logic is
consistent.
I'm asking if your logic is consistent.
Keep the goalposts right here.
I want the logic has to be consistent, so therefore I have to ask you different questions.
Let's stay on one topic.
No, because then the logic isn't consistent. It just
it's not consistent. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hey, Ron, I'm gonna be honest with you, Ron. Y'all bring these other people up, and they will get fried every single time I step on this stage. I cooked low on my live a couple weeks ago. Anyway,
hold on.
Ron, y'all keep bringing these people up here. They will get cooked.
Hold on. Let's get back.
Ticket tries to tell them they eat a deep when they come out here.
I put the diamond test on them. They got mad at me. My boy Fluid stepped back and watch this.
When they come up here, they will get back.
Right. I told Fluid.
Mars has him in the cooker right now. Can we get
I'm sorry for this. Be Smooth, you asked me for this. Be Smooth, you asked me for this.
That's what you said. So I just want to be consistent.
Be Smooth. I tried to get you an open gym. I tried to get
you not TikTok, boy. This is not TikTok.
I tried to get you on a different show.
Hold on. Can we get back, Mars? Once again, Mars.
Can I ask Mars a question? Mars, if you're a GM,
I'm not answering your question until you answer.
I already answered your question. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't.
You said is Jokic a better scorer than Jaylen Brown?
Is Jaylen Brown a better scorer than Jokic? Yeah.
Jokic is probably a better scorer than Jaylen Brown. Sure.
However, let's get back into that's still not an answer. That's not a definitive answer.
What you mean it's not definitive, man? I answered your
it's
question.
Not.
Let's not move the goalposts.
I need a definitive answer.
Let's not move the goalposts. We're back to Fox. We're back to
Jaylen Brown. No, it's not moving the goalposts. It's seeing if your logic holds up.
Jokic is probably a better scorer than Jokic. Okay. Or excuse me, Jokic is a better scorer than Jaylen Brown. However, back to Fox and Jaylen Brown. If you're a GM, you're drafting 2 players, you taking Fox over Jaylen Brown?
Yes.
Why would you do that? Why the hell would you do that? You're a horrible team. What was De'Aaron Fox doing about Sabonis?
Yeah, he had a worse team. He had a worse team.
What is Jaylen Brown doing with a good team?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What was hold on. He was All-NBA second team. Hold on real quick. Let's break this down. He was 26 a game. All-NBA second team was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, ask the question again. What is he doing with a good team?
With a great team.
Eastern Conference Finals. They were the NBA Finals just last year. What are y'all
talking about? What is he doing? Not what the team is doing.
All-NBA second team is not an accomplishment anymore.
In the playoffs, what is he doing?
Well, they're no longer in the postseason. However, let's look at the season as a whole. That's a successful season.
Well, I'll ask you
that is
the
a great
again.
player. He was technically a top 10 player in the NBA.
That's not how all NBA teams.
He's asking. They're trying to ask you how.
No, that's not. That's not technically how they work.
Technically,
that's not how they work.
Oh, be smooth. Be smooth. You know what?
That's not how. That's not how all NBA.
No, he went wrong. No, I'm saying no. I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm just saying, be smooth. You went wrong when you came here talking about LeBron's the GOAT. That's when I knew you was done.
Well, he's been the GOAT.
When you came in here on that, I knew you was gonna get cooked. I knew you was gonna get cooked. So now you in a situation where you are trying to rationalize Jaylen Brown being a better
one. He is clearly a better player. How this is
smooth. This is where we get the logic gets a little bit skewed because what we can't do is we can't have a guy who has an A year who's a B player. That's what Jaylen Brown is. He's a B player who had an A year. And what you're doing is you're trying to constitute him because he made the All-NBA team.
What about De'Aaron Fox?
By having let's talk about
De'Aaron in the last 3 years.
So it's the same thing he's doing.
If you've been watching the Kings, you would know De'Aaron Fox been hooping.
He's been doing the same. He's been doing the same thing that he's doing now, only except he's got a better crew. That's why we've been paying more attention to him. Jaylen Brown, on the other hand, he's always been on a good team. And not only has he always been on a good team, he was not having A years, which is what he had this year and last year. That doesn't mean that he's an A player because you had an A year.
Let's add context into it. You're asking De'Aaron Fox, who was literally back before the number one option, was doing everything before Sabonis game. Jaylen Brown has never been the number one option. I'm saying you put him as a number one option, he will do even better. You average 26 a game as the number two. Imagine if you give him his own team. Yeah, he could average 28 points a game easily.
Question. Can I ask some more context? Because over the last 2 seasons, because you don't want to just talk about the playoffs, you want to talk about the regular season and the playoffs. Yeah. And we've held another great player to this standard because he fell under this logic too. Why is it that the last 2 seasons, Jaylen Brown's production has dipped from the regular season to the playoffs? As a number 2, not even as a number 1, as a number 2, his production has dipped in 2 straight playoffs.
There's a lot of context in that. Him just shots not falling. There's not much you can say. Turnovers, I can't.
What am I going to do?
This man, Jaylen Brown, missed a lot of jump shots.
He takes a lot of contested jumps.
Ron read that super chat about B Smooth too soon.
If he's doing that as a number 2, and we're talking about put him on the Rockets and see what he does.
In the Western Conference, by the way.
We're good on Jaylen Brown, by the way. We're good.
Ron, you don't brought Mike Brown's son up here. You got his ass cooked, man. Come on.
No, I'm still waiting to cook.
Be smooth. I'm with you. Sometimes shots just don't fall. It be like that sometimes.
For 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
What was De'Aaron Fox doing last year? What are we talking about here? What was he doing last year?
To the finals and into the Eastern Conference Finals. Shot ain't falling that deep. Come on.
Really, it's 3 years. His production fell 3 years in a row in the postseason. So for 3 years and they falling.
Okay. I mean,
what did De'Aaron Fox do this year in the postseason?
He played pretty well, but they lost in one.
I thought so.
He played well and broke his finger.
I thought we don't do excuses up here. I thought that's what we do. We don't do injury excuses. If you're
that's what someone told me. I never once agreed to that. I disagree with Tiki a hell of a lot, and I disagree with him there too. If you're injured, I'm going to acknowledge the fact that you were hurt.
Okay, let's keep it consistent then. Let's keep one.
Yes, I am consistent.
Well, you're arguing with somebody else. So,
let's keep the same.
You want to agree with Ticket? That's fine. I'm not taking the same. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Let me ask you this question. Be smooth.
What's good?
Is Jaylen Brown the top 15 player to you?
Don't do it. He want to say
Be smooth. You can't plead the fifth. I promise you. I'll bring you on this bottom row down here, and I'll
no.
Be smooth.
No. Don't do that, Ron. Don't do that,
Ron. Okay.
You better make it big screen action so we can put this on TikTok. Is Jaylen Brown a top 15 player?
This season, he's a top 20 player. I'll give you that. He's not a top 15 player. This season,
is Jaylen Brown a top 20 player in the NBA?
This season he was, yeah.
That's not what is Jaylen Brown a top 20 player in the
this
NBA?
Season he was a top 20 player. Yes.
Even if he wasn't. But if you're top 20, how can you be a number 1 and guaranteed a deep postseason run?
Well, I can see a guy's potential and tell him if you could put this guy in a good situation with his own team, he doesn't have to share a ball with a guy that's going to shoot 20 times a game? Yeah, I believe he can average 28. I believe he can take a team to the West Conference Finals. He could. I'm saying he's going to be like Luka, but could he take a team like the Dallas Mavericks with Jalen Brunson and Finney Smith and who else was on the team? I can't remember who was on the team. Bullock. You put him on that squad. Jaylen Brown could also do the same thing in that same situation. Jaylen Brown's a damn good player. Wait. Hold on, this is my thing.
Hold on, I gotta ask a question.
Keep going, Smooth. As if just because you're a number 2 because you play with another great player, you can no longer be a number 1. We saw AD be a number 1.
No one's saying that. No one's saying that. We're saying Jaylen Brown is not the number 1.
Specifically, Jaylen Brown.
That's what is being said.
Wait, Flo. Are you
a Celtics fan?
Yes. I'm a Celtics fan. I am.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know Jaylen Brown takes 20 shots a game too, right?
Okay.
Well, no, he had a chance to prove he was number 1 last game when Tatum got hurt early in the game. He had a chance to prove that again.
He was taking a lot of shots. Shots weren't falling. He was 3 for 10 in the first half.
For 3 years, shots aren't falling.
Right. I mean, we've seen this for multiple years with him. We've seen the same story with Jaylen Brown.
Aggressive play to be that number 1 option. You gotta have that aggressive play.
Smooth fandom, guys.
Yeah, no. He's a fan.
Smooth. Smooth. If you take Luka off that Dallas crew and you put Jaylen Brown on that crew for the span, are you telling me that he taking that team to the Western Conference Championship?
Could he in that situation? You're telling me he played?
Don't do that, Phil. You're trying to humiliate this man.
Hold on. Let's break it through. I can't remember who they played in round 2. They played the Utah Jazz in round 1, who were horrific and couldn't hit the damn shot. Who they played in round 2?
And then they beat Phoenix. They
could beat Phoenix with Jaylen Brown. Yes, they could.
With Jaylen Brown.
Yes, with Jaylen Brown. People act as if Jaylen Brown's some scrub. What are we talking about here? Jaylen Brown averaged 26 a game here.
It has nothing to do, bro. It's much more complex than just points per game.
Obviously, it's complex. We're talking about him.
But if average turns never got in the first round, bro.
Can we move on? Can Jaylen Brown do what Jimmy did?
No, Jesus.
He's a better player than Jimmy.
He's thinking about this. Look,
Jaylen Brown's better than Jimmy
Butler. Wait. He said that Luka will be able to replace Jimmy. So you're saying Jaylen?
He just said Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler. Why?
He just said Jaylen Brown.
He did just say that.
He just said Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler. There's nothing to talk about.
Hold on. He's a better skilled player than Jaylen Brown. He's a better shooter. He's better than Jimmy Butler. He's a better defender than Jimmy Butler. He's a better athlete.
What? No! Are you low, man? Low, man.
I've never seen the panel. I've never seen the whole panel in agreement. This is wild.
In the situation, Jaylen Brown is a great defender.
The unthinkable.
He's not a great defender.
How do we move on?
Yeah, we gotta move on.
All right, hold on. We're gonna move on.
Hey, Ron.
Y'all let nigga get killed every day.
Bring him every day. Ron, bring him every day. That way y'all ain't gotta jump me. Bring him every day. That way y'all ain't gotta jump me. I want y'all to bring him every day.
And not only that, Ticket, when you get somebody in the fryer, we don't let him out.
Right, we let him out.
We're not letting him out the fire. I'm trying to calm everybody down so we can really hear his take. Because
we heard his
already.
He didn't get it off. The man said Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler, man. Come on, Jimmy Butler been 2 finals.
Let's hear his logic. Let's hear his logic.
If you put Jaylen Brown on that Miami Heat and took Jimmy Butler off, he's doing the exact same thing.
Man, this boy right here.
Let him get it off.
Can I finish the statement here? Let's agree with this. Is Jaylen Brown not a more skillful player than Jimmy Butler? What are we talking about?
No.
He's not more skillful. So, however, you put Jaylen Brown in that situation with Coach Spoelstra, yes, he will do the exact same thing.
No, I'm sorry. No, Jimmy Butler is more skilled than Jaylen Brown.
At what? At
ball handling and passing.
Okay, that's it. That's 2 things. Is he better scorer than Jaylen Brown? Is he better dribbler than?
Yes, I think he's better.
Jaylen Brown does better than Jaylen Brown. No, that's the only.
I think he's a better mid-range shooter. I think he's a better mid-range shooter.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
He's just as good of a scorer.
Check the stats. Someone check. No, he's not. Check the stats.
Hold on. Yes, he is, because when you the money. Hold on. That logic doesn't work, because in the regular season, yeah, he may average more, but in the postseason, Jimmy's average goes up. So Jimmy's averaging 20 a game right now. Your boy's average plummets in the playoffs in the big moment.
Jaylen Brown is struggling from 3. Can I see how many field goal attempts Jaylen Brown has compared to Jimmy Butler? How many free throw attempts Jimmy Butler has compared to Jaylen Brown?
He jacked up 3s. That's because he drags the threes all the time. That's not my
Jaylen
fault.
Brown doesn't draw fouls. Whose problem is that? His, not mine. What's that going to do?
I wouldn't say all that.
No, I would say that because that's exactly what I would say.
That's what I would say.
Cool. And Jaylen Brown doesn't, and he doesn't get free throws. Like that's not my problem.
I want to see if
Jimmy only attempts three points a game. So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about field goal attempts. In general.
Oh, I thought
the amount of shots Jimmy has to take compared to Jaylen Brown. What are we talking about?
Not a lot. Jaylen Brown takes 18.
It's just two more. It's two more.
It's two more.
Yeah, bro. Hey, be smooth. Hey, be smooth. Salute to you, bro. I don't see Jaylen Brown. I don't see Jaylen Brown doing what Jimmy did to the Bucks, bro. I'm sorry. I don't see
disrespect. And again, Giannis didn't play damn near 3 of those games. Jaylen Brown is such a damn good player, and people only see the bad stuff in the postseason. Watch this man for 82 games played. This man's a phenomenal player.
Okay,
NBA second team.
You're saying phenomenal.
No one ain't say Jaylen Brown ain't good. He ain't better.
You're saying he can't be a number one option. That's what the argument started off. People think
Jaylen Brown led Miami.
The argument actually was can Jaylen Brown be the best player in a championship team? And you went and said, and then your answer was Jaylen Brown is a number one. Put him on Houston and make the playoffs. That was the question. You just answered a different question. You went your politic route again and answered a different question.
I didn't go.
That wasn't the question you asked. You answered a different question. Okay, the question was, can Jaylen Brown be the best player in a championship team? And your answer was they're both number ones. Put Jaylen Brown on Houston and they're in the playoffs. That wasn't the question. But that wasn't the question.
I think that's
false.
Not
the question.
I think it's false.
You're answering a question that isn't the question.
Even
whether or not it's true or false is irrelevant. It's not the question.
Hold on for a second, Mars. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that question. If you put Jaylen Brown on Houston, you telling me that Jaylen Brown, that Houston team, because what it's going to take in the Western Conference, it's going to take 40 plus wins. So Jaylen Brown is responsible for at least 25 plus more wins on that Houston team in order to get them in the playoffs. What you're also insinuating that not only will he get them to the playoffs, but they would be good in the playoffs, because if you look at that team from the top.
Hold on, I ain't say all that. I just said he'll get them to the postseason. They'll get them to the
postseason. In that Western Conference, Jaylen Brown is taking that Houston team, the most undisciplined team. They led the league.
All right. Calm down with the slander.
I know how you feel about your Houston Rockets team, but they were the most undisciplined team. Not only were they the most undisciplined team, I think they led the league in turnovers in the fourth quarter. But Jaylen Brown, who is amateur at best at handling the basketball, who is going to contribute to that, is also going to lead them to the playoffs.
And Steven Silas was the coach.
No, so now let's add this next season with Ime Udoka, who Jaylen Brown loves. You have Udoka and Jaylen Brown.
You're projecting
this next season. If you put Jaylen Brown on the Rockets, they make the postseason.
That's even a bigger hypothetical.
I think we're going to be in the play-in.
Wait. Okay, I checked the numbers. I checked the numbers, and yes, Jimmy Butler shoots better from it in the postseason than he does. So
in the regular season as well.
I'll check the regular season, but the statement that was made, yes, Jimmy Butler shoots.
Is it by far, or what was the stat?
Huh?
Was it by a lot, or what was it close?
41 to 45.
Okay.
Hey, my man, and then his performance in the finals went down. I mean, his performance in the finals wasn't. I
can't talk about that. That was rough. It was rough.
And Jimmy Butler was 47 in the regular season, and Jaylen Brown was 45.
Okay, yeah, so it's super close.
But I mean,
so it's still, but he's still better. So you ask, what does he do better? He's a better ball handler. He's a better playmaker. He's a better defender.
No, stop right there, Lo. Hold on. Stop right there. Because Lo, he scoffed when you said playmaker. Hold on. You think Jaylen Brown's a better playmaker than Jimmy Butler?
You give Jaylen Brown the opportunity to be a better playmaker. Yes, he'd be a better
playmaker.
Go get a drug test immediately, bro. This is my thing.
Go get a drug test immediately, bro.
But he has the opportunity right now to be a playmaker. He fails at it miserably.
He had the opportunity Game 7 when Jason Tatum got hurt. Yes,
no.
You do in every game you play basketball. You have the opportunity to play make.
Every game.
I'm talking about him being if Jimmy Butler is
he can't do it second. He can't do it tertiary, and you want him to do it primarily.
What?
He can't do it as a third playmaker. What makes you think he could do it as a number one playmaker?
Because you give him the opportunity to be the main guy. Yes, he could be a good playmaker.
If he can't play make as the second or third playmaker, he is a terrible decision maker.
Terrible decision.
So smooth.
Says the turnover.
Anyone who is watching without these rose-tinted glasses.
Yes, he led the postseason in turnovers this year. Says that. That's what says it.
Not only that, Mark. Not only that, Lo. Smooth. I got a question for you. My question is simple. Are there any restrictions on Jaylen Brown?
Well, he can't take more shots that he wants because obviously they got to be Jason Tatum. Because Jason Tatum's on your squad. We know when there's a number one alpha dog, he's gonna get the shots. He takes the last shot. He gets to choose what he wants to do with that spot. Jaylen Brown doesn't. That's just how the offense is playing.
Jaylen Brown's got the last shot a few times.
That last. So as opposed to that last shot, Jaylen Brown does whatever he wants offensively. There are no restrictions on him, whether it's in transition, whether it's one-on-one. They call a lot of action for him. They put him in a lot of action one-on-one. They put him in a lot of action in transition. So what kind of restrictions does he have on him in that offense? I don't think he has much. So because he doesn't have many restrictions on him, why would there be? Why wouldn't you tell? Why are you telling me that him as a playmaker he's restricted?
So my whole point is this: the Boston Celtics starting lineup is Marcus Smart, JB, Jason Tatum, and they usually rock with the two bigs, Horford and Robert Williams.
Correct.
So if you have Jaylen Brown as your number one option and take Jason Tatum off, and now you add just a secondary player, you put him around these good shooters and a guy that's going to rim run, it'd be a better team. If you put him in a situation with Jason Tatum, it's rougher for him. They don't run pick and roll actions for him. It's him ISO. He's going to take a random shot. Him getting to the rim, and that's it. Marcus Smart is not going to knock down corner threes. Imagine instead of him, you have Kevin Porter Jr. You have Jalen Green. You have
Marcus Smart has been knocking down threes. Hold on. Marcus Smart has been knocking down corner threes this year. That's a lot. Hold on. That's a lot. Hold on. Be smooth. Be smooth. That's a lot. Marcus Smart is a much improved 3-point shooter this year. That's a lot right there.
He's improved in his career. He's not. No. Last year, I think
I'm saying right now. He is a much improved 3-point shooter than what he was a few years ago. So that's not true.
No one's going to disagree with that. Last year, Marcus Smart shot 30, or this year he shot 33% from three. What the hell are we talking about?
No, you said corner three.
Okay, he's still. Oh wait, what? He still shot 33% from three. That's not good. Last year he shot 33% from three. The year before he shot
regular season or playoffs.
This is regular season stats here. Last year in 2020 he shot 33% from three.
When you see the playoffs, you feel low.
Marcus Smart in the corner in the playoffs was 55%.
I'm about to say this year he was amazing in the corner.
That's what I said.
But the playoffs don't matter because Jaylen Brown can't perform, so we have to ignore.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, in the regular season he shot like 35% on his corner threes. But in the playoffs this year on corner threes he was sensational. So that's also just a lie.
What was it? My whole point is this: a whole season. Let's not pick and choose 16 games more important than 82 games.
But we're talking about this season though.
Or I'm talking about next season with the Rockets. But anyway,
a lot of things in the playoffs.
If you could allow, he could come to the Rockets. Yes, sign and trade.
We're good.
You wouldn't want Jaylen Brown on your team. You'd rather keep Jalen Green. What are we talking about here?
Yes,
this is what I mean when people disrespect Jaylen Brown. You would rather have Jalen Green as your starting shooting guard than Jaylen Brown. What are you talking about?
Last year in the postseason,
I'd rather not bring a 27-year-old when my team is young and I want.
Last year in the postseason, Marcus Smart shot 45% on corner threes. So for two consecutive years,
what was his whole 3-point percentage?
Well, he said corner threes. Ticket specifically said corner threes, and you said no to that.
Do they not shoot threes on the
wings? You did say
he said Marcus Smart isn't a good corner shooter.
You said he said corner threes. You said no.
The politics.
He said corner threes. You said no to that. The facts say who's moving the goalposts now?
No one's moving the goalposts. He shoots one.
Ticket said corner threes. That is factually correct.
What did you shoot from the rest of the three?
He shot 33% from the rest of the threes.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
but that's not what he said though. He said corner threes.
Or is Marcus Smart a reliable 3-point shooter? Yes or no?
He said corner. A corner three, yes. A corner three, yes.
If you're gonna take, what is the average corner 3-point shooter for a solid?
Not 45% in the playoffs.
No. What is it? What's the percentage? Let me hear the percentage.
Whatever the percentage,
but not 45%.
Whatever the percentage is, we don't have a guy in the league.
It's not 45% in the playoffs.
Almost 50%.
I would love to see the attempts in that corner because they make it more of it. How many attempts do you have in the corner? We're really getting advanced stats here.
29% of all his 29% of all his threes in the playoffs were from the corner. 29%.
And how many did he attempt?
Oh my Jesus.
Okay, so one out of every three. I want one out of every three. One out of every
nasty. He took 122 in the playoffs. He took 122. Yeah, so he took about 40 from the corner.
Guys, we don't have to get that too.
So he made about 20.
Easy. Relax.
This is nasty, coach.
Relax.
You gotta tell him to stop lying.
This is sad.
The average from the corner is 38%.
Y'all don't.
Last year, the regular season, Last year in the regular season, not this past season. The year before that, he shot 37% in corner threes. He's been always giving a solid corner 3-point shooter the past 2 seasons.
The average is
you're incorrect.
Not being so solid, he still shot 33% from the whole 3-point line. So okay,
but that's not what he said. He said corner threes,
but he's still not a good 3-point shooter. That's just factual.
That's
What's
not
good
what he
though?
said, though?
What is good?
But that's not what he said though.
35% or more. I think that's what the average.
But that's not what. No.
He doesn't answer what's said. He just says what he wants to say.
He just wants to answer whatever he answer.
He's posing questions to himself and answering.
Here's a problem, Be Smooth. The argument that you're making, the reason why it's not sound is because you're asking Jaylen Brown to start to handle certain offensive schemes in areas of his game that he struggles in. So you're asking him to go and replace Luka when they need him to be a ball dominant player, and that is by far the biggest weakness in Jaylen Brown's game.
I think it's debatable to say they need a ball dominant player, but you don't think Jaylen Brown can be ball dominant? You don't think?
I didn't. Oh my goodness! Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. His biggest struggle in his game, especially offensively, is the fact that he struggles as a ball dominant player, passing and playmaking. That is by far his biggest weakness. If you are then asking him to go do that primarily for an entire team that relies on somebody to create for them, then at that point, what are we talking about? Why would that team have similar success?
We're talking about a super hypothetical that they wouldn't even change the way they play at all for Jaylen Brown. I'm saying if Jaylen Brown is on the Mavericks with those same players, obviously they're going to change the way they play. We're not asking Jaylen Brown to take step back threes like Luka. No one's asking to do that. But if you give that same cast of characters that he had with Brunson and Finney-Smith and Bullock and Dwight Powell and I can't remember Christian was on the team. You have all those guys in that squad, Tim Hardaway Jr., and you ask Jaylen Brown to fit in that team any way they can? Yes. And the same thing with Utah Jazz can't hit a damn shot. The Phoenix Suns, could they beat the Suns? Yes, they could. That's all I'm saying here. No one's thinking Jaylen Brown's going to beat Luka.
Nobody's asking him to be Luka, but I think you're missing. Nobody's asking him to be Luka.
You're saying things that nobody's saying.
Yeah, nobody's asking him to be Luka.
I'll say it again because you're not understanding. If you're going on a team where they need a primary ball handler, need somebody to be a playmaker, an elite level playmaker. Not saying that nobody else on the team can't do that, but they would need that to generate quality looks for a majority of the players on the roster. And that right there is the what is Doug doing? That right there is the weakest aspect to his game. Why do you think that would translate?
I just disagree. I feel like Jalen Brunson would run the offense and Jaylen Brown would be that initial scorer. I feel like they'd change the way their whole offense run.
That's fine, but is Jalen Brunson ran offense where Jalen Brunson the primary ball handler?
Being the playmaker?
Is that?
Oh, well, he got him to the second round.
He's not a great playmaker.
He's not. Jalen Brunson's not a great playmaker.
So I don't replace Jimmy, or excuse me, if you replace Julius Randle with Jaylen Brown, I thought that team's much better.
You're talking about two
different that's Julius Randle.
You ain't got to convince Mars.
Last year,
you got to take Julius Randle off the team in that.
So which Jalen Brunson are we talking about? We talking last year Jalen Brunson or this year Jalen Brunson?
We saw the Mavericks.
We saw the that's different.
We saw the Mavericks with Jalen Brunson play good against the Utah Jazz. You're telling me Jalen Brunson can't be a solid playmaker and let Jaylen Brown score all the points?
Yeah, the bar that is needed to be a playmaker to get by the Utah Jazz for 2 or 3 games is different than trying to get by Mikal Bridges in Phoenix. It's 2 different bars. I'll ask the question again because I love ducking these questions.
And then we got to move on after this question. Answer this question. Load is the last question.
Why do you believe? It's even if you think that Jalen Brunson will be the primary ball handler, why do you believe Jaylen Brown will be a quality second ball handler and playmaker when he's struggling to do that right now? Right now, he's struggling to do that.
I think you've seen the worst of Jaylen Brown. I have seen Jaylen Brown for spurts being an amazing playmaker, get like 6 assists, get 7 assists, get 5 assists, and also score the ball efficiently as well. I have seen Jaylen Brown. I've seen Jaylen Brown since he came out.
So you're taking the exception and thinking it could be the norm?
I could say the norm is not these bad turnovers. I would say 15 games or how many they played this postseason isn't the norm either. I could say he's played more good basketball than he has.
If it happens consistently year by year, well, how isn't it the norm?
Well, I guess
when the defenses actually get tighter, when they actually start trying harder because of playoffs, like
you don't have to in a regular season. He averages 3 assists to 3 turnovers. He does it in the regular season. So he keeps talking about. I've seen him do. Those are all exceptions. What does he normally do though? What does he normally do?
I've seen spurts of him playing good. I'm telling you,
I'm not saying that. I said, but what does he normally do?
He turns the ball over too much. That's also playmaking. That if you get a good coach, if you just drill him. These are not like he's just uncharacteristic turnovers. These are just him dribbling.
He would have to make him. He would have to be a different player.
Obviously, not different. I'm talking about slight improvements. Slight improvements. All
right, whatever, Ron.
All right, y'all. Moving along.
Slight improvements.
We've talked about Jaylen Brown enough. He's in Cancun now, so we'll talk about him. I don't know when Boston makes a move in free agency. Yeah, next season.
When he gets traded to Portland.
This is a good time to go ahead and let you guys know once again that the show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and we're gonna go ahead and get to those picks.
I wonder how many games Jaylen Brown has ever had 8 assists. As you said, I've seen him do that before. Go ahead, go on.
I saw Michael Porter Jr. have 5 assists one time.
Go ahead, go on.
Michael Porter Jr. is better than Jaylen Brown now?
If you guys can see at the top of the chat, it's a link. Click on that link, and it will take you to the Underdog Fantasy app or website. There, you can use the promo code The Panel, and you will be gifted up to $100 in matched money that you put into your account. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and get to our picks. Euro and Hezzy, what's going on, my man? The first pick of the day will be Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin, we're just going to go straight to points. He is slated at 16.5 for game 1. Chat, I asked you guys, will Caleb Martin go higher or lower? And you guys said higher. Next, we will go to none other than Hemi Buckets. Hemi Buckets. I asked you guys, points and rebounds at 34.5. Will Hemi go higher or lower in game 1 of the NBA Finals? You guys said lower. Last but certainly not least, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Jokic. I asked, will he go higher or lower for total points, rebounds, and assists at 50.5? Chill. What do you think the chat said?
Whatever, higher.
And higher is what they chose. Now, as you can see down at the bottom right there, you can see that 3 correct answers pays times 6. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll put a modest 25 on this, which will pay out 150. And that's that. Go ahead and submit that Euro. And we're going to go ahead and cash out after game 1 of the NBA Finals. All right, fellas.
Give you locks or no?
Nah. We'll get to that tomorrow, Dub.
I got you.
We have a much more pressing issue at the moment. You good, Mars? All right. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We're going to do our thoughts and predictions on game 1 tomorrow. But as of right now, I need to know who wins this series, in how many games, and why. I'm going to go around the room, and I'm going to let everybody get their soliloquy off. But we're going to start right to my left with the Heat.
Monologue.
Monologue. Yes.
Yeah,
so no soliloquy and no heliocentric. Got you.
Soliloquy means you're talking to yourself, like internally, whereas monologue is you're talking by yourself to others. So I want everybody to be more fluent.
Dub is about to talk to himself.
Oh wow.
All right,
know what you're looking.
That's crazy.
Monologue. My bad.
It don't matter. I keep saying Miami is 6 or 7. I keep telling everyone that it's going to be a good series, no matter what. It could go either way. I just think that Miami Heat, along with the good defense that we have, it's not about stopping the Nuggets offense. You can't stop the Nuggets offense, but at least making them work more than the other way around. So Miami's offense, I think, will be able to capitalize more on the Denver Nuggets defense. We'll probably get Jimmy Butler one-on-one sometimes with Jokic and expose him out there because of our three-point shooting, because of our spacing, the way we've been shooting the 3-ball. And I would say it is mainly predicated on how we have been shooting the 3-ball, on why I'm saying Miami's going to win. If we're not shooting the 3-ball like that, I think it's very hard for us to win this series. But with the level of consistency that they've been having in the Bucks series and the Boston series, that's the main reason why I think we're going to win, because I don't think their defense will be able to keep up. And at least our defense will be able to challenge them, so that our offense can capitalize and then run away with it. It's going to be a hard-fought series no matter what. You guys going to call me biased just because I'm a Heat fan saying this. It is what it is. I'm not saying they're going to get wiped or anything, but we'll have to see.
All right, moving along. Fluent. What happens in this series? Who wins, and how many, and why?
First off, okay, I'll say what I was going to say about Be Smooth later. I got the Miami Heat.
Yo, go ahead. No. Leave him alone. Go ahead. No. We'll get to it.
No, because I want to thank him because every day in here it's like civil war, and he brought it together and found out what happens when the Avengers come together. It's a rough day for Be Smooth because it's an end game, bro. It's over.
Well, I feel good.
You don't want to do that, so appreciate it. It's better than civil war. That being said, the Miami Heat. And I'm going to stick to my guns as I've picked them throughout multiple series this year. I'm going to Miami Heat in 6. And let me tell you, history is not going to be good to the Nuggets. Because I know we all know the names, KD, CP3, Booker, LeBron. They're going to say all these names. But people are going to look back in 10 years and be like, they only had to play an 8 seed, a 4 seed, a 7 seed, and then they lost to an 8 seed? They stink. I know that's not true. I'm going Miami in 8. Miami in 6. Miami in 6.
In 8.
Yeah, no, they're the 8 seed. They're the 8 seed. Whew, too many margaritas. Yeah. Miami,
all right.
Heat in 6. They haven't seen a team like this. These guys they're locked in. I think they're good.
Bet. Mars. What's going to happen in this series?
And be serious, Mars. And be serious.
I thought
he's still picking Boston.
I thought the title was coming out of the East all year. I've also been wrong on damn near every series. So I think if I think Miami are gonna win, I have to say the Nuggets are gonna win.
Yes, that means I'm right.
So I think the Nuggets are gonna win in 6 games.
I can't stand Mars. He's not being serious
because I've been wrong the whole time. So if I pick the Nuggets,
Mars,
that means the Heat will win, which means I'll be right. So I got Nuggets in 6.
All right, Mars. I drop $1,000 into your Underdog Fantasy account, and you can bet on either of these teams. And you want that money. You want those British pounds, right? Who are you putting the money on?
I'd put half on each team.
Oh man.
Mars, are you that dude that says define a lie? Is that who you are?
Yes, he is.
He's
a toxic boyfriend. Like, what do you mean by lying? Like, what do you
I find the loopholes where they may be.
So you that dude. Okay.
If I've been wrong the whole playoffs, me thinking Miami's gonna win and then saying Miami's gonna win means I'm going to be wrong and Denver's gonna win. So if I say Denver's gonna win,
are you
Miami's gonna win,
knowing that you're gonna do that, and so you're purposely saying
This is why I said I was done
double reverse.
Well, I got you, Lo. I see what you're talking about, Lo, because he's the well, define cheating. What do you mean?
No, that is
okay. I have Denver winning the series. I think they're a better team.
I'm with you.
And I also
don't want to see you know that Jake getting caught. That's the definition.
There we go. I have Denver in 6. I
can't wait for D Wade, Jimmy Butler over D Wade, man. Can't wait for that.
Hey, dumb.
or I can't for Jokic to be a top 12 player, man.
Oh my God.
Both of them, it don't matter.
One or two is happening.
Jokic is a top 12 player. Totally a top
of all
12
time.
player.
All time.
Right now. And I had said this though, like right after, during Game 7, we were doing our live stream. I had said it like it's agenda that's getting pushed one way or another. It's either Jimmy Butler is now goated, or now it's like Jokic. Everything that he's done, he's in that top realm of players. So it's something that's going to be crazy one way or another. But Chilltown, tell us. So what happens in this series?
I have to stay consistent with my logic. Before the season started, I felt like the road to the NBA championship went through San Francisco. If you're trying to win it, you got to beat them dudes. And I felt like the only team in the Western Conference that had a legit shot at beating them was Denver. I thought they were the most complete team out west. I thought that the NBA champ came out of the Eastern Conference. I thought Milwaukee was winning it. I thought the winner between Milwaukee and Boston in the East Finals was going to win it. Well, both of those teams are out. So who's left? The most complete team is left, which is the Denver Nuggets. So because they're left, I have to go with them. Now, I really don't want
But
to
you've
bet
been wrong every other time.
every other time, Tone, because I'm having a difficult time betting against the Miami Heat, considering what I've seen them do in these playoffs. I had Milwaukee serving y'all, dog. Even without Giannis, I had them serving, and only except that happened the other way. I had the Knicks beating y'all because I thought they would out-tough you guys. You out-toughed them. I thought that the Boston Celtics would mop you dudes out of the playoffs in 5 games. Instead, you threw them 3-0 in a hole. So I'm not really sure how I can go with this. The only thing that I'm thinking is I'm thinking that the Denver Nuggets, being the complete unit that they are and how they play, I think that's going to be a tall task for the Miami Heat. As good as they've been and as good as they've been playing, I just think it's going to be a tall task for them. And I think it may be too much for them to overcome.
So we got Mars's Juju working for us, and then Chill's Juju working.
And
for
Chill
us.
been wrong
So
all season, so yeah,
we're good.
Yes.
We're good.
Miami's in a good. Miami's in a good.
I was right like all postseason last year, and then got the finals.
And I picked Miami. I didn't pick Miami against the finals. Did I pick? I don't remember.
I think you're
Did
gonna
I pick Miami against the Bucks?
I don't think anyone did.
I know I picked them against the Knicks and the Celtics.
I think Bob is the only one who was ready to say Miami over Milwaukee. I think, but I could
no, Bob was disrespecting them because of rebounds. I was the only one that said we could beat them.
Dub, you're not getting credit.
And then we had that whole argument. I
Don't
was the
try
only
that.
one that said we could beat them. No, I'm just telling you what it was.
No,
you did say you did say that is the matchup they're probably least likely to.
Yeah, but Dub's not getting credit for that, so we can move on.
Okay, and Lo, to answer your question, Jaylen Brown in 7 years, he's had 9 of them. 8 assists or more games in 7 years, including the playoffs.
I lowered the bar. I lowered the bar to 6. And out of, I want to say 600 plus games, he's only had 33 games where he's had 6 assists or more in his entire career, including regular season and playoffs. And this is including bad shooting nights as well. And to make it worse, so that means, and long story short, that means that if you include regular season and playoffs, like less than 6% of the time, he's actually getting 6 assists or more.
But that's nearly half a season.
So he's having 1.2 something per year. 9
like 2.2.
Yeah.
Out of
like 2 like 2 games out of 82 times. 2 games.
But we're gonna give him the basketball primarily, and that is gonna go up to 8
because B Smooth has seen it 33 times out of his entire regular season.
I just wanted to put that out there.
All right. It's rough in here for Smooth. I'm not getting old, bro. I'm old. That's why we didn't have a show yesterday for all for those that are asking. I don't know if you addressed it. It's because it was my birthday, and we all just didn't show up like Jason Tatum.
Facts. All right, be smooth. We don't have to talk about Jaylen Brown.
I was going to talk about it, but it's fine.
No. Let's talk about the series and your predictions.
I got Nuggets in 5. I keep doubting against Jimmy Butler, and they call him playoff Jimmy. I don't give a damn. I do not believe guys like Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent are going to be Max Strus are going to be valuable players in this NBA Finals. I don't believe it. I trust in guys like Jokic, definitely guys like Jamal Murray. He doesn't have to score 32 a game like he did against the Lakers. Even 25 a game, this is a 5-game series at most. Give me Nuggets in 5.
Still mad they beat the Celtics, huh?
Yes.
I said the same thing about the Boston series, and that
they didn't beat them. They trolled them.
I had them mopping Miami out the playoffs in the East Finals.
They needed to make some extra money with some home games.
They literally trolled them, Floyd.
All right, Lo. We all know where you're going with this.
I'm about to say, what are we talking about?
Hey, but still, break it down to us on why what you think is going to happen is going to happen.
I have Denver in 5. It's not even really just that. It's that I keep asking over the past 2 or 3 days, I've been asking people why do you think Miami is going to win? And outside of just saying heart, gut, and determination, there actually isn't any answer. Spoelstra has been openly admitted that he doesn't really have that much of a scheme to stop Jokic, which is really concerning.
He's trolling.
But then also when you go back in the regular season and look over the past 2 to 3 years, they haven't lost a game to the Heat yet, while Jokic is putting up ridiculous numbers, albeit regular season production, and things can change.
I hate that logic.
Yeah, things can without a doubt change.
I hate that regular season logic because I can shoot holes in that in about 4 seconds.
Yeah, true. But the reason why I bring it up is just because I don't really know of a matchup that that the Heat will be able to employ that will be like ultra successful against a team that is operating at a historic height offensively. And I think that there have been better personnel to stop Jokic or slow him down. And even that still has resulted in the offense still running relatively well. So I don't really know of any. Whereas in terms of the Miami Heat, I can think of like quite a few things that the Denver Nuggets can do to slow down that team, even Jimmy Butler. So I'm going to go with Denver in 5. I don't really think that this is going to be as competitive as many people think. And I think that Jokic is probably going to have a historic stat line against Bam Adebayo, especially if they single coverage him.
Okay, cool.
I also think too, Ron, Denver is who they are. Denver, that team is who they are. I mean, they got an 8-man rotation, and it hasn't changed. Their starting lineup hasn't changed. I think that Spo did a good job in making the adjustment and putting Caleb Martin in the starting lineup. I thought he did a good job at that. I think it was after game 4 that he did that. But ultimately with the Denver Nuggets, their rotation is what it is. They play the way that they play. Now, Miami, they may have to switch up some things. I just think that there are too many questions for Miami. And I just think that that's a tall task for them to have to deal with that Denver Nuggets team, man. I just
who did you pick?
Oh, like I said, I just think
okay.
I think it's too much for him.
Hey, come Mars about the troll. Go ahead.
This isn't about the finals. This is like, I guess, a segue. Does it bother you guys that Jokic doesn't care about basketball?
It bothers me, to be honest with you, Mars. And the reason why it bothers me because this dude, and I'm not saying that he doesn't.
What do you mean he doesn't care about basketball?
He's saying
they ask him about like an accolades or what he's gonna do in his free time if he's watching the games. That no, I'm just be with my horses, my family. I don't really watch the games. I don't really care. Blah blah blah. Like when he gets an award, it's like, yeah, it is what it is. I don't care about the awards.
That's different.
Does it bother you guys that he doesn't?
But that's different than not caring, right?
Well,
kind of acting cool and nonchalant about awards and stuff is different than not caring about basketball because he clearly cares about playing basketball and he clearly works on his game, and that's what I care about more because we see guys, Ben Simmons, who don't care about playing the game of basketball, and that concerns me. I think the fact that he's not kind of overly concerned with legacy and awards and this other stuff, that doesn't bother me personally.
Okay, well, yeah, that was more the question, not like does Jokic care about like playing. I mean, like, does it bother you that he doesn't care about like the implications?
I do think he cares about that stuff, and the reason why he cares about that stuff because he's a ball player and he's competitive, and when he sees guys winning awards, when he sees guys making it to the NBA championship, he wants to do that. That's why he got himself in better shape. That's why he started to improve his game because he does care. So when a guy wins the league MVP, he might not outwardly say, I care about this, but quietly his guys around him are saying, yo, you're better than him. And he's not going, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, he's saying, especially when you hear that 200-300 times, you start thinking that, yo, I am better than Embiid. I am better than this guy. Why is this guy winning over me? Why is this guy winning this over me? Why is this guy on the All-NBA team and I'm not? Why is this guy? That's why they give out these awards, because these dudes care about this stuff. That's why they come back every year better. That's why they come back in better shape and stuff like that. So I think he does care, Mars. I just don't think he outwardly expresses it. And I think he's tricking you. Or
I almost kind of like it, because what do we do with those other guys who care too much about their legacy and make decisions based on how it's going to affect their legacy? We roast them. So I kind of sway more to Jokic. Good for him.
Yo, fellas, right quick, Dub. I know my man B Smooth got to cut out. Is there anything else that you want to say before you jump off, or is there any questions you might want to answer, or do you have anything else to defend for Jaylen Brown?
I don't got to defend Jaylen Brown. He's a grown man. However, what I will say is I can't wait. We're not going to re-sign him. There's no way. He's just too much money. We're going to sign and trade him away. We'll get some draft picks, get new players in, whatever happens there. But we can't have $600 million in 2 guys. It's just too much money. So whatever we do, I can't wait. But Jaylen Brown's going to be on a new team, probably a number 1 option. And when he makes the postseason next year, I want to be on Players' Choice that day to see Lowe, because I want to see Lowe and Mars and all these guys saying Jaylen Brown's not number 1 option. I cannot wait. But hey, it's been a blessing. I appreciate y'all, man.
What team do you think he's going to do that on again?
He said Houston.
I don't know.
No, he's not coming to Houston.
I don't know what the trade would be. I have no idea. It'd be like whoever has most money. The Pistons.
Well, the rumor. So just before you dip, the rumor is Simons. I always say his name wrong. And the 3rd pick, and Simon's going to Portland for the 3rd pick.
Oh, but in that situation, he'll be a number two. He'll still be a number two.
Yeah, I don't know about
then
that.
he's the number 2, right?
Yeah.
If he goes to Sacramento, he's number 2. If he goes to Atlanta, he's number 2. He'd be number 2 in all those situations.
I don't know about that one.
Jaylen Brown is not a top 30 player. Just FYI.
He's not a top 30
player. Number 2 in Houston too, but it's fine. We can
be a number 1.
Yo,
Jalen Green being a number 1 option is insane.
Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, real quick.
I know you got a dip, brother.
I got a dip, bro. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, Smooth. Thanks for coming through, brother.
Always.
B.I.
Yeah.
Well, hey, would you guys do this trade? Would you do this trade? Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown for Pascal Siakam?
Nope. Pascal's something better, so I wouldn't do that now.
Nobody would do it?
For those of you, and I'm not really paying much attention to it right now, but this is a lesson to you guys in the chat and you guys who are watching this. Just so you know, when you come up here, make sure that you bring it, because let me tell you right now, the temperature gets very hot.
It's one thing to be on TikTok and do takes when no one's throwing stuff back at you. It's another thing.
Chill,
man.
That was pretty bad.
I'm not ever bringing anybody back up here. Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all do not know how to act. This man got an interview right now, and how you think he gonna perform in that interview? Because y'all done just shook him up.
He ain't performing that well up here.
Ron, let me tell you something. The best job I ever got, Ron. The best job I ever got. They brought me and they flew me into their head offices in Franklin, Tennessee, put me in front of the entire board, and they sat there and grilled me for 3.5 hours. My shirt was soaked when I walked. That is the best. I got the job, but it's the best way is how you perform under pressure. What you do when you're under that. We got that firing range, just like bam, bam, bam. It's the best thing.
He stood on his pivot. He ain't back down. He
stuck to his guns. He was wrong, but he stuck to his guns. I appreciate that.
What's up, Ticket? And then Ticket, I need to hear your thoughts and predictions too.
Oh no, I disagree with Deacon Low. I got the Miami Heat in 5 games in this series, and I think that it's not as hard as you guys think it is. And I'm serious about that. I think Miami's going to expose these guys. I think first of all, the thing is that Miami has more guys with championship experience. So they have know-how. They have guys who've been to the NBA Finals. Have more guys with NBA Finals experience. You understand what I'm saying? So that's first and foremost. Secondly, Miami's coming from a position where they feel like they probably got nothing to lose in this situation because everybody's picking Denver anyway. So they're going to come in playing freer. Third, I like the fact that they've been playing games and that the Nuggets have had this long rest. You could catch them in a game 1, which is what I think they'll do. Win game 3, 4, and 5 and wrap this up. So I think that they'll catch them early in the series, catch them off guard and surprise them. I think that said something, Chill Tanner said something that will work in Miami's favor, and that is the unknown, because you never know what. See, you know what Denver's doing. You know Denver's not going deep into that bench. You know they don't want to go into that bench. But guess what? They have a lot of things they can expose from Denver, and nobody's talking about that. What happens if Jokic gets into foul trouble? What happens if you get Bam to really run the floor and push the court and really make Jokic have to run on both ends the entire game? Jokic he ain't no world specimen now. I'll say that. He's a great player. He ain't a world specimen. Secondly, what happens if Espo doesn't double team Jokic? What if he plays Jokic in single coverage and lets Jokic go off and go score 40 or 50? How are the other guys? And that's what makes Denver a great team, is the other guys being able to hit you boom, boom, boom. And I'm talking about KCP. I'm talking about Michael Porter Jr. I'm talking about, but those guys can't get their own shot off. Then guess what? Miami has dogs to match the dog that is Bruce Brown. They got dogs to match that dog. See, the Lakers, when they played that series, D'Lo wasn't ready for what Bruce Brown brought to the series, and Bruce Brown was a big difference in that series. Miami, they do have dogs. So the things you got to look at what the Miami Heat are, first and foremost, again, I think that Eric Spoelstra will exploit something that hasn't been exploited in the playoffs, and that is Jokic in the pick and roll. I think Jokic putting him in the pick and roll on numerous possessions, I think that will exploit them because of the fact that Miami can shoot the basketball. They got guys that can shoot from the perimeter, so that makes it harder for the defense to bite down and help. Because now, if I'm playing the pick and roll, I'll put Jokic in the pick and roll, and I'm spreading the floor with shooters. Guess what? Those other guys playing on the wing, they're going to think once and twice about backing up. Because if I'm playing with Jimmy off the pick and roll, Jimmy's a great playmaker. He's a great passer. He can get to the teeth of the defense, get to the paint, and pick that defense apart. And then if he gets Jokic with a one-on-one, I trust Jimmy savvy enough to understand how to come off the ball. And like I said, they're going to make the Denver Nuggets make big decisions in this series because of their ability to shoot the ball. And now with the injuries, and then with Tyler Hero come back for game 3, that's going to make it even more harder on them because Miami has a sustained perimeter attack. When you got guys going to the bench and other guys coming in, these other guys coming in, they shooters too, and they stretch you out. No homo. Duncan Robinson, he stretches you way beyond the perimeter. And I want y'all to notice one thing about Duncan. Duncan has showed you he ain't only going to shoot threes. Duncan going to take that shit to the basket if you play him. So here's the thing. When you're trying to overplay Duncan Robinson, he gets a lot of backdoor layups. He gets a lot of when you come out, if he can pump fake you, get you in the air because you're going to go for it, driving and laying the ball in. He's 6'8", he can finish at the rim. And like I said, I ain't really sold on them other guys from Denver like that. You're going to have to show me that Jamal Murray, the entire series, can straight up cook Jimmy and the crew. And you're going to have to show me that the big fella, Jokic, can, one, stay out of foul trouble because Miami, I think they're going to attack with Jimmy. And two, you're going to have to show me that Jokic, who likes to pass the ball and come off the ball, he doesn't like to play a selfish one-on-one, I'm attacking and try to beat you. Well, you're going to have to show me a sustained, strong mentality that you're just willing to sell out and go get 50 to win every game because we're going to cut off your supply with all those other guys because they can't create their own shot. Michael Porter Jr. can't create his own shot. He's trash. Can't create his own KCP. He's trash creating his own shot. So is rest. And guess what? And here's the last thing. The fact that Mike Malone hasn't went deep into that bench and Espo has been forced to go deep into his bench. Those guys have more playing time and more experience right now in these playoffs going deep into situations. Now, if the Denver Nuggets get their gangster test where he got to go touch into that bench, where he got to go look at a big dude who ain't been playing the whole series in a Thomas Bryant or DeAndre Jordan. If he got to go look at, hold on, I'm dead ass. Hold on, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious because I'm gonna tell you something.
You're loving the same too, dog. Look at your face, dog. Dog, you're loving the same too. I watch this during the season. Teams like the Golden State Warriors who can spread the floor out, hit threes, and penetrate. They give guys like Denver Nuggets problem. Y'all act like them dudes ain't got to play D2. They got to play D2. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you again. Bam is going to put pressure on Jokic. Why? Because Bam is going to attack Jokic. Jokic got slow feet. They don't have like what you call CLT, they don't have no rim protector. So once you get past Jokic, if Bam catching it at the high post, right there, the mid post, right there, high post, and he faces Jokic up, one step, and Bam is past him to the basket. How much can he deal with that? And then are they going to end up doubling Bam and making Bam kick out to those shooters? You laughing, Lo. You laugh now. I'm going to cry later. Watch what I tell you.
Said the same thing about AD in the high post.
He said the exact same thing.
No, I didn't say that about AD. AD doesn't have as quick as AD doesn't have as quick as. Hold on, Fluent.
One thing. We talked about Bam doesn't really block shots. Fluent. I'm okay pulling Bam away and covering Jokic because the difference with AD was blocking shots and he was their main rim protector. Bam doesn't really do that. So I'm okay with Bam. I think that's what they have to do is put Bam like to shadow Jokic. That's if they have a shot, that's what it is. It's make Jokic not be able to create. I said this earlier, not create for others and let those guys look. They might still do it, but if they have to create their own shot, it's significantly harder than teams that double Jokic and he creates for them. So
that's not how majority of the shots. But majority of the time, that's not how he creates for others. He creates for others primarily off of dribble handoff action, which has nothing to do with anybody doubling him. So if he's dribbling a handoff with Jamal Murray, then what is the defensive coverage?
No, they're going to fight over the picks.
You're going to fight over a Jokic pick.
Yes, they're going to fight.
That's where you fall. That's where you get into trouble.
That's no. Hold on, Fluent. That's not true. Hold on, Fluent. That's not necessarily true. Because Miami has guys who fight over the picks good. Guys like Lowry, all these guys fight over screens good. Hold on. They do fight over screens good. Kyle Lowry is great. Hold on. Kyle Lowry is great at fighting over screens.
So Jimmy Butler won't be guarding Jamal Murray. So you changed the matchup.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not just saying with him. I'm talking about the guys they got. If you're watching the games, they're good at fighting over.
They're going triangle and two on Murray and Jokic.
No, I'm saying listen. I'm saying they're good at fighting over screen. Y'all listening to Low and y'all believing this shit Low telling y'all.
No,
hold on. And I'm gonna say this to y'all.
I'm answering his question honestly. I'm
gonna say this to y'all. Hey, Fluent. They're gonna say that, but when Miami's hitting those screens and you got Struss coming back hitting threes, You got hit threes. Gabe Vincent with the ability to break his defender down. So guess what? Doodoo Brown, you're gonna have another series where guess what? You're gonna have to play D. Caleb Martin is showing you not only can he catch and shoot, but he can break his defender down. So Miami's showing you they got multiple dudes that can break down defenders. And then by game 3, when Hero comes back, his ability to shoot the ball and play off the dribble a little bit.
Offensively, we agree. I think we were talking about on the defense.
No, right. Talking about. But defensively, they're a great defensive team too. They're undersized. They're a great defensive team. But here's the thing, y'all ignoring. Denver, they don't want to go past Jokic. They're trash. If Jokic get into any kind of foul trouble, they're done.
But that's what you're saying. A what if to like if Bam gets into foul trouble, they're also done.
Not
what
true.
if Jimmy gets into foul trouble?
Not true. Hold on. True. No.
Cody Zeller.
No, because hold on. Because that plays right into what I said. You still playing Jokic one-on-one and trying to make Jokic beat you offensively. That would entice Jokic even more to want to play one-on-one if he's got a guy like Cody Zeller on him. Listen, I'm going to say it to you again, Lo. I give you something. He's a great playmaker for his teammates. But you can't playmake if I'm playing everybody one-on-one without help.
You can. You actually can, but that's where we basketball.
Wait, hold on. No, it didn't work against the Lakers for the stretches the Lakers were balling. Remember, this team was supposed to be an all-world great offensive team. After game 1, after game 1, they were barely cracking 110 after game 1. He's the fact. The only thing that happened with the Lakers is they didn't have no closer down the stretch in all those games. Nobody closed those games. But those games were right there. You got to remember that. And listen, a lot of those.
That goes against your single coverage point.
That's what I'm saying.
The game where
no, it doesn't. The Lakers are double. Hold on, the Lakers are double teaming, and that's how they went on the runs. When KCP was hitting all those threes, it's because the Lakers were shading down and doubling on the strong side.
And they put KCP on the Denver offense was struggling in these games, and now you're saying that when they were going on
hey, look, all I'm gonna say this to you is this, Mars Blackman. When they get their ass whooped tomorrow night, we're going to come back in here and legend of losing. The legend of Jimmy Butler will live on, sucker. You better believe it. You thought it was going to die.
I think Miami can win game 1. That wouldn't change my opinion.
You thought it was going to die.
I think Miami can also win game 1. That doesn't change.
And then you think Denver's going to win 4 straight?
Yes, they can win.
Man, I ain't say that. You sound like my boy Elder did when the Lakers lost game 1. Man, cut it out, fool.
I mean, Boston. Boston beat them 3 straight. So
no, you're not. Hold on. I'm not. Come on, Boston. Hold on. Boston's a better team. Boston's a better team. Hold on, Boston's a better team. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Mike Malone has made a mistake. I keep telling y'all this. He haven't given none of those backup bigs no minutes. So now, if you're in the NBA Finals, hold on, Lo, because we gotta say this, bro. We got to see what Jokic look like in this final situation. The pressure is all the way on now. Now we at a different level. Guess what? We can say whatever we want to say about Bam, whatever we want to say about Jimmy, whatever we want to say. Them dudes been to the finals before. They've been in this position before. Like 50 said, I've been in this position before.
I promise you, Jokic does not care about the finals.
I'm telling you, hold on. I'm telling you right now.
He doesn't care.
They're going to attack Jokic off the dribble.
I agree with that.
And I'm telling you this. Mike Malone's biggest mistake is going to be that his stubborn ass didn't play none of those backup bigs, no minutes last series or before that. He played when Jokic was on the bench, he went to a small lineup. That is not going to work, especially if you try to do that with Bam at the center, because Bam going to eat Aaron Gordon lunch all day long.
Why didn't he do that to Grant Williams in the last series? Then
they didn't have to worry about Grant Williams.
No, I'm asking when they took Al Horford off the floor, why wasn't Bam just eating off of Grant Williams?
Oh, hold on. That's his fault. But I do believe in this series, Bam will be. Hold on.
But why though? This is the problem.
I'm saying Bam he just have series like that. But I think when you play basketball, let me say this to you.
He's not gonna have a series.
Let me say this to you. Let me explain something to you. When you play basketball, bro, sometimes when you playing a big dog, you got to bring your best game. No, listen what I'm saying. So when you playing a dude like okay, the Boston bigs, they're serviceable and Grant Williams, he's good, but you're not taking him as serious as your attention to detail going to be against a Jokic. Trust me when I'm telling you this. And against the Denver Nuggets. Hold on.
That could be true. That could be true.
I'm telling y'all this. Fluent. I put any amount of money on this.
No, it's not about that, boys. But
y'all mark what I'm saying right now. Watch, Dub. Him not playing those backup centers. All the playoffs. He haven't been playing them dudes. He's going to end up having to throw them in situations to match up because Bam's going to be killing them on the boards or something like that, right? And they're not going to be ready for that moment because he didn't play him all this time. Now you're going to be forced in a situation. Okay. He gonna get beat even easier then. Watch what I tell you.
That's fine, but I promise you they're not going to play.
Why couldn't they just play Aaron Gordon at the 5?
Because Bam was
because Aaron Gordon can't keep Bam off the boards.
Bam off the boards is hilarious.
Aaron Gordon cannot keep Bam out of Bayou off the board.
Bam off the boards is hilarious.
You think? Come on. Hold on. No, you think Aaron Gordon can keep Bam off the boards?
I think that keeping Bam off the boards would not be at top priority if Aaron Gordon is at the 5.
Man, they're gonna get all those offensive rebounds, and they're gonna get the defensive rebounds. Watch what I tell you.
Rebounding is definitely going to be a factor in this series.
It's going to be a factor. I'm trying to tell you that.
But it's going to favor Jokic, though.
That's where I was going. I mean, because Joker cleans glass. I mean, Joker is clearly there.
No, Jokic. Hold on. Jokic clean glass. Hold on. Jokic clean glass when you shoot bricks. The Miami Heat, them mofos put that thing on.
What do you mean?
Hold on. No. The reason why I said that, Chilltown. How many rebounds was Jokic getting in the first quarter, in the first half against the Lakers? He won't do that against Miami.
Well, that's the point that I'm making because what you did was you talked about Joker not being fleet of foot. Well, I watched him outrun Anthony Davis on the regular. In fact, not only did he out Anthony Davis is absolutely fast, but not only that, not only did he outrun Anthony Davis, a lot of his rebounds came in transition off second chance opportunities. And you're talking about a Miami Heat team who in transition, they're a good defensive transition team, but Joker is going to crash the backboard. Not only is Joker going to crash the backboard, MPJ at 6'10 is going to crash the backboard. Not only is MPJ, Gordon at 6'9 is going to crash the backboard. So when you're talking about big guys and a big front line like that, that's going to be detrimental to this Miami Heat team who don't have that size.
You think so? Okay, so why didn't that logic work when the Lakers had that big lineup when they played them in the bubble? Why that logic ain't worked then?
Well, because the problem
hold on. The Lakers have the way bigger lineup. And the Miami Heat was right there with him. The Miami Heat was right there with him. Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all this. Y'all keep listening to these dudes like they aficionados. Legend of winning is legend of losing in real life. I keep telling y'all this shit, bro. I'm telling y'all right now.
The Heat went down 3-1.
I put everything on what I say, Fluent. I put everything on what I say, boy. I promise y'all this, man. I promise y'all this. They're gonna regret not playing those backup bigs. You gonna watch
maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. Ticket. Let's just say for the sake of argument that that's true. But the logic that why didn't it happen in the bubble? That logic doesn't work. They got destroyed on the backboard. What are we talking about?
Hold on. You confident in the Nuggets if Jokic get in trouble? Foul trouble?
I'm not confident.
Is your whole aim for every series Denver played that Jokic?
That's what. Hold on. Mars Blackman. Here's my thing. That's gonna be. You got to understand one thing. That's gonna be Miami's aim is to attack Jokic. That's the only way they have. That's the only path. That's the only path they have to victory is attacking Jokic and making him play D and get him. Nobody's done that yet. Nobody's really put pressure on
you. The Lakers did it.
But you said in every series that's
y'all lying, bro.
LeBron without a doubt was trying that. Yes, he was.
They did not, bro. They did not put enough pressure on Jokic, bro.
There's a difference between not putting enough pressure on him and going at him. They did go after him, though. It's not like they were just shooting the long ball all night. Like,
let me ask you a question, Philtown. How was Jokic going to deal with the athleticism of Bam in the pick and roll Fluent? Chilltown. You know when they call. Hold on. You know when they call. Hold on. You know when they call Bam up. You know when they call Bam up and he slips it and goes back and you throw the alley-oop to the rim. How is Jokic going to defend that?
Ticket, what can you tell me about Denver's pick and roll defense?
Yeah. How do you think that Denver's going to play a pick and roll with Bam and Jimmy?
No, what Jokic always does. It's badass step back. And he hopes that you don't do something good.
What type of coverage though? Can you give me the name of the coverage?
No, I'm saying with Jokic how he plays the pick and rolls. Jokic does not like to go up on the pick and rolls. Jokic will stay right where he's at, a big slew for himself. So what I'm telling you is this: when Jimmy and them, if Jimmy has the ball, hold on. This is what I'm saying, chill. If Jimmy has the ball on the wing, he's going to call Bam up on the pick and roll.
Right.
Okay.
This is what's going to happen. Bam is going to come up. He's going to slip the pick and roll fast, looking for the oop. What's going to happen is the backside dude's going to come help. Jimmy's going to hit the corner, going to blow y'all head off every time hit those threes. I'm telling y'all this.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Because when I'm watching, first and foremost, Jimmy and Bam in pick and roll, Joker is in drop. Joker is in drop coverage all day against that. Why? Because the reason why he's in drop coverage, because I will live with Jimmy Butler knocking down that 18 to 20 footer all night long. I will live with that.
And what happened to the Bucks? What happened to the Bucks when he did that?
So it's not like, and you know what we'll do? We'll take that chance. But in this particular situation, I'll live with Jimmy Butler knocking down a 20 footer. Now we're talking about Bam, and we're talking about Bam slipping the screen. Joker is going to already be there. When he slips the screen, he's going to already be there. So now what you're telling us is, you're telling me that Jimmy is going downhill and he's going to throw the ball to the rim to Bam. Well, how's he going to do that if Joker?
Well, if he's there, hold on. If he's there, Bam, hold on. If that's your logic, if he's there, and Fluent can tell you this, he coach. If he's there, Bam don't have to slip it and roll. Bam got a mid-range jump shot too. So what Bam can do is hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. If he's saying that Jokic is going to stay back and prevent the alley-oops, all Bam got to do is when he roll right there to the mid post. I mean to the mid or the paint range, right there was mid-range jump shot. And here's where Jokic in trouble. If Bam it right there, and Fluent can tell you this, right around the free throw line where he likes to catch it sometimes, or right in that little upper painted area, if he catches, all he had to do is face Jokic up and attack him, bro. Jokic is gonna foul him because he can't move his feet and play. I'm telling y'all this.
Since you brought that up, Ticket, since you really quickly. Hold on. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Hold on, Ticket. Hold on, Doug, really quickly. So Ticket, since you brought that up, how many times just throughout this playoffs alone have you seen Bam turn down butt naked 16 footers? How many times have you seen him turn down butt naked 15 footers? Whether it's in transition or it's in the half court. So the logic that now we're going to be in a pick and pop and we're going to feature Bam in the offense.
No, I said when he catches it at the mid post, right? Jokic is going to have to hold on. Jokic is going to step up to respect it. He's not going to stand back.
No, he's not.
Yeah, Jokic is not going to step up and respect the shot.
No, because he's not that good of a mid-range shooter.
Okay,
I'm sorry, you literally live with that.
Ticket. The thing you're missing with Bam is, I keep saying this for everybody, Bam is very inconsistent. So in theory, if it is hitting, yeah, it will put them in the best scenario, but that's not a consistent thing. I'm looking forward to make a judgment off of that series. If he's doing that, I like our chances. I'm not going to bet on that happening. The way that Miami could attack the Denver Nuggets defense and bring Jokic out the paint, at times you can run pick and roll with Jimmy Butler because he could attack the mid-range, force a switch, or if they defended that, he could take the pull-up J. But what you want to do is do some dribble handoffs with like Duncan Robinson, operate the pick and roll with Gabe Vincent. Then that'll bring Jokic out the paint because then he will.
They're gonna do that, Doug. They're gonna do that anyways.
Exactly.
You didn't say any.
You keep
saying, but I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about
right and wrong at some cases.
But no, Dub. I'm not talking about that, Dub. I'm talking about just attacking Jokic and getting him in foul trouble.
To consistently try to bring Jokic out of the paint to attack him, you bring the defense out of sync by doing some dribble handoffs with Duncan or Gabe or even Caleb Martin at some times, so Jokic could get out the paint, cause a mismatch because now he's defending somebody else, get the ball back to Jimmy Butler so he could try to take on that matchup. It's not about Jimmy Butler consistently operating pick and roll with Bam Adebayo because they would just sit on that every single. He'll probably hedge. He'll hedge a bit, but majority of the time he's gonna.
They're gonna go under screens and drop. Exactly. They're going under.
All right. When they get exposed low, you just make sure you pull your ass up here, dog.
But the thing, what Dub just said is this one, because the people that chat think that I'm like just saying it's like literally impossible. The problem is that every single time I have these conversations, Dub, that is the first time I've actually heard a scheme that could actually work that will put them in certain type of trouble. Saying that high screen and roll with Bam and Jimmy, like that's just. Like they would have to do things that they normally don't do for that to actually work.
No, so, but you playing a slew for the center who's quicker than the guys you've been playing. I mean, who's slower than the guys you've been playing. The guys you've been playing been rather quicker. And Robert Williams, even Al Horford, they've been quicker on the feet. They've been better.
Al Horford is not quicker than
No, I'm saying he's quicker than Jokic on his feet defensively. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, bro. Al Horford be guarding KD and them dudes in the playoffs. Cut it out, bro. Cut this out.
Guarding KD last year and this year.
Stop lying to these people, bro.
two different players.
Bro, okay, so low.
Same player he was last
year. So all I'm gonna say to y'all is this: when it happened tomorrow, everybody in the chat room, y'all come in here and put a mud hole on low ass. Period. Because he's a liar. I'm telling you this right now, boy. You better take it to the bank, boy.
So, like I said, shout out to Dub because I think that was an actual sound scheme that you just ran, and that is that does put them in a tough situation, especially the way that the Miami Heat shooters have been knocking down their shots. The problem that my only counter is that that Bam isn't the same screen setter that a Jokic is, so probably getting around some of those screens will be much easier. And I do think Spo is a bit more competent to try to figure out other ways to kind of beat them. But that is definitely a sound answer to how do you get Jokic out of the paint and actually contesting shots.
Here's one more way. Kevin Love. Does he play this series? Chilltown, Fluent, Mars. How many minutes do Kevin Love play? And does Kevin Love play? He gonna definitely pull Jokic away if they put him in the pick and pop. Kevin Love been hitting his threes. Hold on, what?
Who's he playing with? What does the rest of the lineup look like with Kevin Love on the floor?
All of them gonna be shooters anyways or scores.
So it's gonna be
Kevin Love at the 5.
So I'm
saying you're right. I'm saying listen what I'm saying. If Bam is not in the game and you're playing Kevin Love, Jokic is gonna have to guard K Love. But
Kevin Love at the 5.
Kevin Love's ability to hit the threes are gonna pull Jokic away from the basket anyways. It's gonna compromise Jokic in a way. Because Kevin Love has shown you he can knock that stuff down. He's been knocking those threes down all playoffs long when he's played. And he's savvy enough to where he can still get you 7, 8, 9 rebounds if he plays around 22, 23 minutes, which he can get.
So Kevin Love will play the 5.
No, I said if Bam is not in the game.
So Kevin Love will play the 5.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And then Jokic on the other side of the court will do what to him?
No. I'm not saying
that's where
you're not hearing. Hold on, you're not hearing what I'm saying. He's gonna do exactly.
I heard you.
He's gonna do. Hold on. He's gonna do exactly what I said we want him to do, which is try to attack him.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's fine, and it will work on Kevin Love. It will work.
And also, I want to be clear: what the Kevin Love at the 5 lineups, which could be employed. The problem though is that I think that will happen such a small amount of time. More than likely, Mike Malone will use that time to just take Jokic out of the game anyway and rest Jokic and put him back in to give them an advantage that you're talking about. I'm saying
if he get in early foul trouble. I'm saying if Bam is guarding Jokic, he gets in the early foul trouble. No, listen what I'm saying. And you come with Kevin Love, you got to think 3 things about K Love. He has experience. He's a savvy vet. He can hit the 3. And he understands how to play basketball. So y'all act like even if he's
on the floor, though, Jokic probably won't be on the floor. That's what the point I'm making.
No, I'm saying you're not listening. Let's say Jokic is attacking Bam early. He gets 2 fouls. You know, sometimes Bam will get 2 quick fouls. He'll get in foul trouble. Right. Kevin Love is coming in the game. He ain't just taking Jokic out just to take him out. So now you looking at all this stuff I'm saying.
You're talking about like heavy minutes of Kevin Love because Bam Adebayo's in foul trouble.
Yeah, I'm saying yes. I'm saying Jokic, he ain't taking him out the game, just take him out the game. So my logic is this: you playing 1-on-1. Let's say Jokic picks up some fouls. He rolls with Kevin Love. Kevin Love is a matchup problem because you can put him in a pick and pop with Jokic, and now Jokic got to go out because of Kevin Love's ability to stretch the floor. He's a better shooter than Bam. Now what that does is that opens up the court for everybody else, Caleb Martin, Gabe, Vincent, all those other guys. Because now you have to respect the threat of Kevin Love out there. And see this.
He won't be able to play drop against Kevin Love. That's right. But also, who is Kevin Love in the pick and pop with? That's the most important thing, because if he's in the pick and pop with Kyle Lowry as opposed to in the pick and pop with a guy like Duncan Robinson, that's different action that we're looking at, right? Not only is that different action that we're looking at, we also looking at Kevin Love on the other end of the floor, how he will get attacked. And they will absolutely go after him. More than anybody on defense, they will absolutely go after him.
Does it bother y'all that they got more? Does it bother you that they got more guys that can attack Denver than Denver has that can attack them offensively? Does it bother you, Fluent?
Tone.
Wait, say it again.
What was the question?
Yeah, I don't know. I said, does it bother you that the Miami Heat have shown you they have more guys that can attack the Denver Nuggets defense than Denver has that can attack the Miami defense off the dribble?
Well, I picked Miami.
Yeah. No. I'm just asking you about that portion of the series. I'm saying, does that bother you? For example, I'm saying, here's my logic. Denver is going to get exposed because they don't have more than Jamal Murray Jokic that can really expose the defense of the Miami Heat. The other guys they depend on.
So I understand what you're saying, and yes, this is, and you brought it up earlier, and I think Jay said it. We know what Denver's going to do. We know who Denver's going to play, and they're basically saying, "Hey, beat us. This is what we're doing." Everybody knows what they're going to do.
Right.
Miami. This is why Miami, I think, has been so successful this playoff series, and also was a bit of an issue last series where they went up 3 and then lost 3. Is you don't necessarily know even what you're going to get from their best player in Jimmy Butler. You might get 50, you might get 15, right? Can Caleb Martin keep shooting? Is Gabe Vincent going to show up? Is Duncan Robinson going to score? Right?
Yeah.
Is Tyler Hero coming back? There's a lot of unknowns. So if they play good, then they're going to win. If they play bad, they're going to lose, which is duh. But I mean, like that's the unknown about Miami. That's one of the reasons I'm picking them. I think they've got an underdog mentality. Shout out to Underdog. They got an underdog mentality. We don't necessarily know what we're going to get from them. And you actually said it earlier, Ticket. They got nothing to lose. No one expected them to be here. So you know what the coaches, you know what Spo's saying? Why not just go out and win the whole damn thing?
Mm-hmm. Multiple guys attack the rim. Jokic can't protect all those guys.
It's not multiple. What?
What? Caleb Martin can get his. Gabe Vincent can get his. Jimmy Butler can get his. You got multiple guys.
Jimmy attacking the basket. Yes.
I'm saying you can hold on, but you got more guys that can get theirs off their own strength than what Denver does, and that makes you that puts you in situations.
We have more ball handlers that can operate in a pick and roll, but like consistently getting rim pressure, nah. But there's a lot of guys like Larry,
half the team can't finish around length.
That's not. Hold on, Dub. That's a lie. How you think y'all getting so many threes?
How? I can answer that. Boston last series was over rotating way too much. They were digging way too much, and then when they sent double, they weren't disguising it properly. The Nuggets are a way better executing team defensively, just way better in that regard. But that's actual basketball that I'm talking. So
we're gonna see game one. Game one, you're gonna be in here with your head down making excuses.
I've already said that there's a possibility they can win because again, he had such a long layoff. But do I also think that Denver could win 4 in a row after that? Absolutely.
And do I think Miami can win game 2 too? Absolutely, sucker. So what you saying?
All right,
I'm saying this in 5. That's what I'm saying.
You're both saying this in 5, just for different teams.
Denver.
We got to get into these super chats. Let's go ahead and do this. Appreciate everybody for donating super chats. Appreciate you for liking the video because I know you have been in here watching, and I know
it has been a historic offense that they're running right now.
All right, here we go. Pimp named Slickback said, "This is just like 2015 when folks thought a jump shooting team couldn't win the chip. Every ticket argument falls back to Jokic."
Tone, we can hear you. Tone,
we can hear you. We can hear you.
I got him muted.
Okay.
Every ticket argument falls back to Jokic being fat. Well, that fat man is cooking dudes. Let's keep it a buck.
He ain't even fat anymore.
Jimmy cooking dudes too. So what you saying? He in the finals too. So what you saying? He right there too. He in the same spot. And guess what? Jimmy had a harder road.
Jokic ain't fat.
Jimmy had a harder road. So keep it a buck.
Shout out, keep it a buck.
Yeah, they did have a harder road, 100%.
Nick Dawson said over under 0.3 seconds played in this series for UD.
I think Udonis is going to play in this series. I do.
Really?
I do think Udonis.
Yeah, because Denver will be winning by about 6.
Denver's going to be winning by Denver might have a game where they might blow them out and they might have to play UD.
I think UD's going to play.
Low, you're going to be sadly all your whole Jokic stuff going down straight to hell after this series, boy. I'm going to tell you.
I guess all your Jimmy Butler stuff going out as well.
We're going to see.
Leo the Lion said, "You don't watch Bam, most switchable big in the NBA."
What does that have to? How is that going to benefit them in this series where they're going to be switching off of?
No, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
okay. I was about to say.
Beast Move said other than Giannis, Bam is the most switchable, which is weird because Giannis is definitely not the most switchable. But
Giannis is not the most.
Yeah, we had to let that one slide because he's a TikToker. It's fine. Shout out to Showtime. You're the only TikToker I know.
This is why me and Mars tell y'all all the time. The TikTok community is in shambles.
It is
when you have people like that running it. Except for you, Chilltown, you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, chill.
Because I feel like I live in the neighborhood and I got one of the houses in the neighborhood and it's like, yo, all the houses in the neighborhood ain't bad. I keep my house pretty clean. my house.
It's just
saying Giannis' name before AD or Triple J is crazy. That's
TikTok is nothing but this guy's averaging 5 or 6 assists, so he's this level of playmaker, and then averaging 25, 28 points per game, and he's this level of score, and I hate it. It's so annoying.
Stats matter, Dub.
Damn
without going into detail, like when you're saying stuff like that, without going into detail.
If stats were a resume, they need to be good, or else you don't get an interview. Bro.
They do it because all I got to listen to is the fact that SGA. If you're averaging 30 a game, you should be first team All NBA. I'm like, what? What am I listening to right now? If you're averaging 30 a game, so everybody that averages 30 a game in the NBA should be first team All NBA. Yes. Okay, I'm done. I'm out.
All right, fellas.
Moving along. PCP said, "We got this, Dub. Heat and 6.
Heat and 6, baby. Talk to me. 6. Got it."
Wayne Go Crazy said, "Low be up here lying. Grant Williams was never at 5."
Yes, he was. Yes, Low was. Yes, that's Grant. Yes, Grant was. He used to play. He played Giannis. He played Embiid. Yes, he was at the 5. That's not true. Yes,
he was guarding those guys. They still had either Horford or Williams in the game at all times. He was just guarding those guys sometimes.
Even if Rob Williams is on the floor, the way that they play him like he's a 5.
Now I understand what you're saying, Lord. That's why I said that. I understand what you're saying.
Leaf Always Right said, "Damn, Ticket. Mars got the belt."
Oh my God, y'all antagonizing this is ridiculous.
Add A by you, by the way.
Adebayo. He's saying Adebayo's name, but he's saying Adebayo. But I guess that's how you pronounce it.
What Bell Mars got?
Add A by you.
It's also Doncic, but no one seems to care.
Doncic.
He should have a belt. I know they can't sag his pants in the UK. Go ahead, Ron.
Lil Twan said,
Mars.
When Ticket got to say, hold on, during an argument, he's getting cooked.
No, we're just not hearing him. We're just not hearing
that, man. Don't get jumped. Just like you didn't hear about Jimmy, Low, but you seen what happened, sucker.
Shout out to Jimmy. It stops today.
Shout out to Buckets.
It stops in this series. Man.
The legend lives on, Low, and we will have that D-Wade conversation after this final.
We're gonna be alone in that conversation.
We will be having it. We will be having it.
You're gonna be alone.
That is not a conversation you should do, bro.
And Dub, stop playing with me. That man ain't need a super team to go to 3 conference finals.
Old dude capping for young cats. That's all it is.
Ron, you know what it is, Ron. That man ain't need a super team to go to 2 NBA finals, 3 conference finals in 4 years.
But
old dude capping for young cats.
Go ahead, super chat, Ron.
Oscar Proud Jr. said, "Ticket part right though. Let Joker beat you, as odd as it is to say. You do get juiced up for the top guys / games, but as a star, you should be for every game."
That's true. But when you bam, your intent is really going to be locked in because the whole game plan is centered around what you doing.
Absolutely. Locked in, bam.
AI3 said, "Also rumors of Philly moving on from Harden, so they want Kyrie for Maxey. He's from Dallas, and Tobias Harris. What are your thoughts on
great trade? I'd make that trade today.
I don't care about the trade. Philly has to move on from like half of their roster because they hired Nick Nurse. Those guys,
they don't play defense.
Nick Nurse will only play you if you play defense, and he's going to play you a ton of minutes. Embiid's going to hate him. Embiid is going to hate him.
They said Embiid signed off on him.
I don't
know.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, why would Embiid hate him? Embiid was an all-league defender. He was one of the best rim protectors. He was one of the best interior defenders in the game.
His effort is just very inconsistent.
Right, and the fact that his effort is inconsistent, that's what Nurse is there for. You should be better defensively. You should be a better defender. You should be a better rebounder.
I think
you should be a better rim protector. You should be a better interior presence. Now, he shouldn't hate that because and the reason why he shouldn't hate that is because what has that gotten him so far?
But Tone, so they fired a doc and hired a nurse.
That's what it sounds like.
It's going backwards.
Mm-hmm. That Nurse won a chip though.
Nick Nurse as a coach, I don't like him on Philly the way the roster.
I know where Chicken.
I agree.
I like where Chicken went with that. They fired a doc and hired a nurse.
But that Nurse won a chip sooner. I mean, recently more recently.
I mean, he had Kawhi. I mean, outside of that, what he did?
Doc had
that was his first team. Yeah, Doc did have Kawhi and Paul George and a better roster.
Yeah, Kawhi got hurt too. Go ahead.
Not the next year. Okay.
Not in the bubble.
Oscar Proud Jr. said Denver in 4 or 5. That zone don't work with a great inside presence, scoring, rebounding, and passing, and they cannot double Joker. Bam not offensively aggressive enough to tire out Jokic either.
Will be this series.
I really want to see Miami go to that zone against Denver. I
They
really
will.
If they go against a zone against Denver, man,
they're gonna play that man low.
And they're gonna have to extend
a zone. They'll go into a zone, but we've seen Spo. He throws wrinkles into it, so it's not gonna be the same one that he put up against Boston. It's gonna be different.
I hate it when people say that. It was like, oh, if they throw the zone they did against Boston, then they're gonna get it's not.
I don't think there's a single zone that they could run.
I'd be interested in seeing one
about,
zone that can slow down.
But it's not about just like you throw in a zone and then it'll stop them. It's just to make them keep guessing, keep them on their toes, right? To make them react. And like if you go in zone for a little bit and then adjusting to man, it's like, no, I thought they was in the zone and now they're changing it up on us. That's how Miami's gonna do it. They're not gonna run a zone through the whole entire time.
No one doesn't.
The only time I think they should run a zone is when Michael Malone goes to his bench lineup with Jamal Murray. That's when I think they should run a zone. That's when the zone will be very effective, in my opinion.
We'll see.
Super chat from CJ Johnson. He said, new subscriber here. Love the show. The panel is dope. Everyone has their own takes and experiences. It's refreshing to hear authentic basketball talk.
That's what we do around here. Thanks,
Appreciate you, CJ.
Yes, and authentic cookings. Today was wild.
Okay. Hey, Ron, man, stop bringing these wannabe knees up here too, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty bad.
Put the diamond test on, Ron. You put the diamond test on these dudes, man.
What I want you to bring these dudes up here, and the reason why is because I want them to see what it looked like when you come in here.
Right.
That was pretty bad.
This is what it looked like when you come in here. So you dudes out there, you dudes who out there that think that when you come in here, it's just gonna be a cakewalk, and you talk about cooking us. When you come in here and you see what it looked like, well, wait a minute. Maybe this ain't what I think it is. Keep bringing these dudes in here.
You guys are just bullying him. That's what it was.
No, I'm chill. We invite guys all the time. And 99% of them don't ever show up. They're all in the TikTok comments talking all hard and like, all right, here's the link. Come.
Come on in here. Come on in here and bring it.
But that was pretty bad. I
don't want to
He happened to say something that we all disagreed with, so that wasn't.
Not just.
Well,
us,
I mean,
though.
bro,
Like,
you don't come up here and say, especially after what Jimmy Butler's doing. I'm not even gonna speak on the whole thing. I'm just gonna talk about right now. It's no way you can come up here after watching Jaylen Brown do what he did and watching Jimmy Butler smoke him out the playoffs. Not smoke, but beat them in the playoffs. That you could say Jaylen Brown's better than Jimmy.
Especially when you look like Mike Brown.
There's just literally no way you could say that. There's no way that you can lead the league in turnovers and fouls in the playoffs.
Ron, you did that, Ron.
That was bad.
Look, Ron ruined that. Ron ruined his YouTube career before it began, man. Ron, you sad, man. You don't put that boy. You should have. He should have put him against Mr. Mass or Mookie or one of them guys first. You should not have.
That is also true. There needs to be like a lead up before you get to
I tried to get him on open gym. He was just so persistent.
But on open gym, we're nice.
Open gym, it might be worse.
My boy Luke, man.
Oh, he don't want to see ESPN Mars. He don't want to see ESPN Mars. He
definitely my boy Luke.
All right, fellas, moving along on the super chats. Pimp named Slickback said, "I'm with Ticket. What would happen if a unicorn runs across the court and causes Jokic to tear his ACL? What happens if What happens if World War III happens and we got to shut down the finals? It's Denver in 4 or 5.
Valid question. Valid question.
No problem. You'll see. That quick is going to be a problem, man. Athleticism. Watch.
Along the road, Smith said, Ticket is spitting like Jay and Ye. Oscar Proud Jr. said, Heat in 5 is insane. Again, L Ticket. Denver still feel people don't respect them, so they still have something sparking them. And so they're not saying.
Did anybody think Miami was going to be up 3-0 against the Celtics?
I did.
All right, then.
But did I think it was going to go to 7? Absolutely.
No, but low. They have the mentality. If they get up 1-0, they're going to try and take 2.
No, I think that's literally everybody in NBA history.
No, that's not everybody. Some people are satisfied with the split. And they'll get blown out.
Unless they're injured, sure, I guess.
Elite Talk said, food for thought. Ticket be cooking you guys with the Kobe versus LeBron debate. Long live Mamba.
Shout out to Mamba, man. So I be telling Grill Town every day.
Boys had a phenomenal list yesterday, bro.
We haven't had that. We haven't had that conversation in a long time. So
we beat that conversation into the ground. Revived it.
It'll come back in the off season.
I'm sure it will.
Sadly, it will.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll get back on it again.
Oh, Chilltown, you're moving Kobe up to your top 10. I hope you know that.
I'm prepared to do it.
You can keep trying. It's not gonna happen.
No, I thought about it. I actually thought about it. It's over for him.
Every time he gets swept, Doug, Kobe moves up more. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Johnny.
See, the thing I respect, my bad, but the thing I respect about Lowe, if he knows he's tripping about something or being inconsistent, he'll look back, think about it, and change it. Because on the Black Friday event, he had Magic Johnson top 5. Then he moved him down to 8.
Here come the gawking from Doug.
That's what I respect about Lowe.
I respect it about you too. I mean,
hold on, Lowe. But
why?
But because there sounds like there's a but in there. But
there is no but. No.
No. Okay. He said, but you respect me, but.
Oh, me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying you don't respect Chill because he's not changing it.
Right. That's what
I said, but there's other people up here that's not changing it. Yeah.
Don't say the names. Say the names.
Jermaine. Chilltown's persona is so stuck with him. He hit me up one day talking about himself in the third person. He was like, "Yeah, Chilltown said this around this time, and he said this around this time."
No way.
I'm like, yo, Jay. I was like, "Why are you talking about yourself in the third person?" He was like, "I didn't even know.
I didn't even realize I was doing it." I was like, "Whoa." I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't even realize I was doing it until he said that, and I walked out right back.
Yeah, Floyd Lowe gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah, and I didn't even when Doug brought that up, I didn't even realize I was doing it. I had to walk that back quick. I was like, "Word!" I didn't even realize I was doing it. And I'm wild as hell right now.
And we got to call you Shrill Town.
Anyway,
I'll see y'all tomorrow, fellas.
Yeah,
all right,
me too.
Hey, Tone, all you missing is the Spencer cigar, brother.
Yeah, he did. Tone, don't he look like a drug lord, yo? Don't he?
Yeah, he don't look like Pablo.
No, Pablo, don't he? He look like that. Okay. Put a hat on him. You put a hat on him and give him a Cuban. That's exactly what he look like right now.
Yeah, dog.
Yo, fellas.
Bring me the cigars.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, yo. Out.
All
right, we'll catch you later.
Chill out. Chill out. That's a good one. Chill out is a good one.
All right, so I got a couple more super chats. We're gonna try to run through all of these. Johnny Tsunami said, "Ticket, you can't say quote unquote same situations and scenarios and use a man's series preview before said situations even happen against him and his answer."
I don't even know what you're talking about, but next.
That was an older super chat.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Drink More Water said Anderson Varejao made second team all defense in 2009, 2010 without averaging more than 1 block a game. 0.9.
We don't look at him as an all-world defender, so it is what it is. He was a good defender.
That's nasty word, Ticket. That's real nasty word. Go ahead.
Yeah,
he's not a good. I don't know how he made it.
You weren't here for that.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Hey, look, and one thing real quick. You would think that Bam's a better shot blocker than what his stats show.
He is. He actually is.
Bro, the man averaged 0.6. That's horrible.
They play him on the perimeter a lot. They switch because of that.
No. But I'm saying it still doesn't matter. That's horrible, bro.
It's because of the scheme. Ticket.
He should still be over 1, dog.
He used to when they did used to do that back in 2019 or like 2018. That he was averaging a block, but then once they see how much value he can bring on switching and being versatile, they're not screw it. Switch.
Yeah, I mean we in an era where y'all praise Draymond, so it's cool. Go ahead. Next.
Mental Insurance said Duncan Robb was unplayable in the playoffs last year after signing the huge contract. Look at him now. So the Golden State Warriors should give Jay Poole one more chance.
No, it wasn't he's unplayable. Sometimes your coach quit on you, and the coach did him wrong. When you pay a guy $100 million, you let him go through a slump and let him get out of it. That's a mistake Espo made. Everybody make mistakes. The guy's a shooter, bro. He's gonna miss shots, just like Clay right now. You can overreact to it, or you can get through it. And now look, now you called on him again, going up into all these big games. He back out here hitting big shots again.
It's also just very matchup dependent as well. People, I just don't understand why people don't understand that, but whatever.
Blake Bass said, "I appreciate the content. We appreciate you."
Blake look like a young
Messi 10i said, "Brown being known as a quote unquote good defender right now is strictly because of reputation. He's regressed really badly on that end."
Yeah, I agree. He got cooked by Harden. Bro, that's sad, bro. He got cooked.
That last series, I don't know how you walk away from that series thinking that he's still a good defender. I just don't.
Bro, Low, somebody's gonna screenshot that thing when you was going at it with Boo Boo Smooth. Go ahead, man.
He was just lying, though. I mean, guy was up here lying. So
That's
I don't know
crazy, bro.
I'm mad. I'm not actually gonna lie. I'm mad that you brought him up, Ron.
Bro, he got fried.
I know his content. It's like he's terrible.
He got fried, bro. God, dog.
He is god awful.
And that boy, Low came up here. Low came up here, man. Y'all ended that boy YouTube career. Y'all sad.
Ron, man. You're nasty, man.
Shout out to Be Smooth, man.
Shout out to Be Smooth, man.
I know he did that on purpose, bro.
I know. Ron is crazy.
Hey, never mind. I ain't gonna go into it. Abhishek Roy. Sorry if I butchered your name. He said, "What I'm realizing from this convo about Jimmy in the Heat is Bam is one of the most underrated players all time. Kawhi could make this run, and Steph Curry, not KD or Giannis."
No, that's not true. Crunchy Black TV would have cooked that dude too. Crunch Time, whatever that boy name is, he is fried.
Oh, Crunch.
Yeah, Crunch would have fried.
Crunchy Black TV is nuts.
Crunch has.
Crunch would have fried. Hey, you seen Crunch in the comment section?
Yo, bro, they do lives all the time. They all jump on him, bro. Pause.
Yeah, bro.
Wayne Go Crazy said Luka can only play one way. Guys, reason why his first coach is gone.
I told it to Damo.
Eli the Misfit said, "When some of the three parts have been comparable to Butler, these players haven't succeeded. I disagree with y'all. Y'all take no one replaces him. Miami fit JB."
Yep.
NLF said, "From what we've seen in these playoffs, I think Book is the only player that can do what Jimmy has done on both offense and defense. KD and Tatum too."
Man, erase your account.
Say KD after that as well. There's no way y'all watch KD and y'all think he can playmate like Jimmy.
No, he said Book.
He said KD and Tatum too at the end of it.
Oh hell no! Come on.
Book and Jesus Christ.
I don't think a lot of shoot. I don't know if anybody in the league could do what he's done. Honestly, it's not because he's
nobody. Chill. I mean, excuse me. First of all, they would have been complaining about the teammate.
Dub. They
would have been complaining about the teammate. That's first and foremost. They'd been talking about
a healthy LeBron. A healthy LeBron might be able to do it. And
Low, because it's about Jimmy does a very interesting thing where this is how I just believe you should be playing basketball, where not being so ball dominant and letting guys be themselves to make the overall team better. A lot of the guys are not going to be put in that scenario and be like, you know what? I'm going to trust Gabe. I'm going to trust Duncan. I'm going to trust Bam to handle the rock.
Yeah, but you don't think a healthy LeBron will be able to, just off of just rim pressure alone, be able to generate looks for everybody else?
I don't think they'll be hitting the same. They'll be missing those shots, and everyone will be like, "Oh yes, LeBron's trying to do it all himself."
And then
I get that. They wouldn't be hitting the same, but they would still be.
Low. You just said something you didn't take into consideration. Hold on, Doug. You said something Low didn't take into consideration. His fan base so toxic that if they have a bad stretch, they're going to eliminate you. So look at the Miami Heat now. If the guys play bad, the Miami Heat culture and fan base, they don't eliminate you as a player right now. You know what I'm saying? You can still get your game back. You know what I'm saying? It'd be when you play with a guy like LeBron, his fan base is so toxic. Like KD said, bro, if you play bad like D'Lo, he's eliminated.
Mm-hmm. I still think that a healthy LeBron will be able to do it. But long story short, it's not that many players.
What did that one say, Ron?
Which one? The last one?
Yeah, you had one on the screen.
Last one was opinions on Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin.
Get a bag of money. Caleb Martin, 3-year, $45 million deal. 15. He's making 5 now, probably up at the 50. No, he was on a 3-year, $20 million deal. So you up him to a 3-year, $45 million deal, $50 million. And then Gabe Vincent, him, I don't know what he's making. What is he making right now? I don't know what he's making right now, but he can get some money too if he's a free agent.
Shouldn't this be even more reason to why they should trade Tyler Hero and or Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, no. You keep dunking. You keep dunking. You trade Hero. You keep dunking because you always need that shooting coming off the bench.
Who do you trade him
you
for?
Always need that shooting. No. I'm saying you can get. Hold on. You can move Tyler. You can move Tyler Hero. And what I would do is I would try to move Tyler Hero, package him with a pick or two if they got one, and try to go get a serviceable big that can back up him or play the center. That's what I would do. I would try to fortify that. Because Kevin Love is getting older.
I'll try to get more another like actual creator, like a consistent on ball creator.
Don't do that. Low, you're gonna need another big though, because Kevin Love is older, bro. He's older, and in the backup you got, bro. This dude is a 27-year-old with looking like a 55-year-old. So, like I said,
I agree with Ticket. Yeah, you need something else to fortify your front line, and on top of that, Bam, he's undersized, and we all know that. I want somebody.
The team made it to three.
No,
I'm about to say I don't know what y'all are saying.
This is the reason why team.
That don't mean you can't upgrade it though.
That's facts, Ron. This is the reason why they should have signed a Dwight Howard, bro. This is the reason why you signed a Dwight Howard for the minimum for the playoffs.
Just sign Dwight then.
You could just sign him.
Yeah,
but Dwight too busy. Dwight's eating cat butts over in Taiwan.
Okay. But the problem with the Miami Heat has been over the last 3 to 4 years is that they've just been overly dependent on Jimmy Butler at times. It's great for them. Shout out to Kyle Lowry because he's coming. He's giving us some minutes as a ball handler. Shout out to Tyler Hero. He's kind of also matured, but I think the one thing that will really take them over the hump or take them to the next level is just getting another shot creator. But
they got one. They got Gabe Vincent right in front of your face.
I'm not.
He could be the third guy. I would like.
Hey, they got him and Caleb Martin. Those two guys. You can give them more responsibility.
Huh? So
how would you feel if Kyrie was there? Just hypothetically speaking.
I think they will be a significantly better team.
I agree. I think what we need right now is a guy who can consistently get his buckets, can consistently create looks, not only for just Jimmy Butler, for the team as a whole. And it's like us worrying about a big for Bam Adebayo.
No, I'm saying because that allows Bam to play better. If you bring a real center in and you can allow Bam to play the 4, to me that frees Bam up to play a little because he's like a Chris Bosh type of player in my opinion, even though he's a low budget Chris Bosh.
You need a center that can shoot.
No, I'm saying right, but what I'm saying is, bro, is that you can still find bigs on the market. You can try to go get a Brook Lopez. You could because he's a free.
He's gonna be getting paid way.
He's gonna cost mad money that we cannot afford.
Well, hold on. No. Remember, we're talking about trading Tyler Hero though. So it's like now we can't just talk about random players.
Hey, Ron, stay right there, Ron.
Tyler Hero for
Ron, stay right there.
Who is he worth?
Hey, Ron. If I'm Milwaukee, they're already been trying to get their hands off of what's the boy that started for him that came from Duke?
Grayson Allen.
The dude that played at Duke University that starts for the
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, they've been trying to get their hands off him. And you can maybe, if they're thinking past Lopez, and they want to up Bobby Portis and the other guys, you know what I'm saying? If they feel like they're past that, where they want to bring Bobby Portis to give him a bigger role, one of the other bigs that they may can acquire in free agency, one of the lower level bigs, they could do that and then move him and go get a Tyler Hero because they've been looking for another guy like that in Milwaukee. And then because to me, if you put a guy like Lopez with Bam,
but Milwaukee would never allow Miami of all teams to get Brook Lopez. They would never. That would completely rule them out of the playoffs for like.
Hold on, you can Tyler Hero though.
But it doesn't matter. Having a front court of Bam and Brook Lopez, they're never going to allow Giannis to try to go up against that. They'll never, ever allow that.
The only person I think they could get, which will be like suitable, is KP. That's about it.
Somebody in the comments said Miles Turner. I don't think that'd be too
I don't know.
He's not.
It is, but the Indiana's not trading. Indiana's not trading.
You can check Rudy Gobert. You can check Minnesota on Rudy Gobert.
Oh man,
you said who?
Rudy Gobert.
No, I'm saying he can't spread the floor, but you can check Minnesota on Rudy Gobert. Listen, I just want to see another big beside Bam because I don't like. I think Bam needs that, bro.
I agree, he needs it, but what is their main concern? It's just getting another creator offensively for them. That's what their main concern is.
That's what I think.
All right, fellas. Moving along. D Smooth, not B Smooth, but D Smooth said, Damo, Ticket is right as a Mavs fan. Luka ran off Rick Carlisle. Luka ran Rick Carlisle off. They had trouble getting along. Luka ran him off.
They did have trouble getting along.
That's some periods in there, man, for Raw.
Please, and thank you.
That's some periods and commas in there, man.
I need that. I need that. Fuck. Rudy Poo said Jaylen Brown. Mr. Rudy Poo said Jaylen Brown to Portland. Thoughts, fellas? What should the Blazers do with the number 3 pick? See, there you go. Period. Emojis. Exclamation mark. Hashtags.
Do you think Dame and Jaylen Brown is good enough to give you a deep playoff run? Along with you trying to keep what's the wing name they got over there? Jeremy Grant?
Jeremy Grant. No.
They're gonna keep Anthony Simons?
No, he's not.
They would have to trade him.
With the pick.
Yo, I don't think.
Would you do that though? Hey, hold on. That doesn't sound bad because you still got Nurk, who's a serviceable big. You got what you call it at the 3. Jaylen Brown at the 2, Dame at the 1. That team should be a second round team.
But that's the issue. But that's the issue, right? Dame and Portland have been in that second round stratosphere.
Oh, no. But what I'm saying is you should be able to hold on, but you can win. Hold on, but if you get to the second round, you should be able to compete to a level to where you can win to try to get to the conference in the NBA. Because listen, once again, Dame has been on the team that went to the Dame has been on the team that went to the conference finals before. They had a team that we didn't think. Hold on. And what held them back from going to the NBA finals? Dame's performance in the conference finals. CJ performance in the conference finals.
The Warriors just being a better team.
They were a better team, better defense.
I disagree. Because Dame and them was up 18 almost every game and lost all those leads.
That means that they're a better team.
No, I'm saying they did show that they were. No, I'm saying they did show that they were. Just that Dame and them played bad. So and it was just because they were missing shots that Dame normally made.
Why would that change? Why would Dame all of a sudden play better? Especially when he would take on more responsibilities as a ball handler. So
because listen, I say this, bro. If you look at a guy like they would have dogs on that team too. You still got Justice Winslow, who's a dog defensively. You still got what's the other young boy's name they got coming up? Caden Shaw. I like him.
He'd probably be part of the trade though.
I don't know.
Simons and Sharp would have to be combined to get what Jaylen Brown is about to get money wise. I just don't. Long story short, second round exit team, and that's the problem that they keep building a roster that's only peaking at a second round exit without any real front court defensive presence, really on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively, and that's been their problem the entire time. So no, especially and on top of that, if Scoot Henderson is available, you trade Dame. If Scoot is available, you trade Dame, bro. Let's go ahead and hit the rebuild.
Yo, it's nothing that they can do with Dame at this point. I don't see it being any scenario where they win a championship with Dame.
I agree.
At this point, it's kind of just like you reached your ceiling. Move on. And on top of that, you can get a great haul of young players and young talent. So that's what I would look into heavily.
Yeah, getting JB is just basically you just get a bit better version of CJ McCollum.
I don't even want JB.
Man, cut it out.
I would even want somebody younger.
That's what it is. They're going what? Just be Western Conference Finals at their best. That's not what Dame and Portland want. They've been wanting to be. They've been doing that for their whole career now.
Step up then. Jimmy would.
And that Western Conference, he would not be able to get out the final. Get out the West.
Who?
Jimmy would not be able to get out the finals.
Goddamn. Hey, my bad, Ron. My bad. I apologize to all of you viewers. Man, you alive, man. You alive.
He beat
the
Warriors.
He just went a tougher route.
The Warriors are a better team than any of those teams in the Eastern Conference.
You crazy as it, man.
No.
You're tripping. Hey, Ron, go ahead with the donation, Ron. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Crazy.
The Warriors between
the same Warriors from last year. Stop.
No, that's not. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about throughout the years. I'm talking about the years that Dame has been failing. He would have to be in the Warriors. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the Warriors in between 2015 to 2022 is better than any team that has been in the Eastern Conference.
I disagree because I think the Bucks would have beat them in the finals last year.
Does he know? Draymond?
$100 million man. Go ahead, Ron.
You didn't give me Giannis fits, man.
All right, y'all. We've reached that time, unfortunately. But we will be here.
Yeah, Ron, as always, man. You failing
tomorrow.
Man.
All right.
Hey, Low. When we come back, Low, I promise you this, bro. After this series, Legend of Losing will be the most humble sucker on YouTube. I guarantee y'all this. I don't want to hear no more Jokic talk after this series. I want you to denounce Jokic as a basketball player.
Why?
As a record label staff and a crew after he loses series. I want you to denounce Mike Malone. And I want you to denounce the rest of them Denver Nuggets because you've been capping for them all season long.
If you believe that Jokic is still going to score and get his points and be great offensively, what would that change in my beliefs of Jokic?
No, you're not hearing me, bro. If he get his ass kicked in the finals, Low, all this stuff you've been talking.
But do you believe he's going to lose? Why? Because of offense or defense?
No, I believe he's going to lose because of both.
Oh, because of both. Oh,
yeah.
Right. If Jokic struggles offensively, I would agree with you. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
But if he struggles
put that chastity on. Put that chastity on. Yeah. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it for this cold blizzard. You're gonna need it for this cold blizzard you about to get in game 1, sucker.
This guy's crazy.
Same time tomorrow, y'all. Y'all know.